time, and then I'm just going to stop caring and then move on to actually editing this video. Ooh. Hello and welcome if you're out there in the world of Warcraft. I'm trying to figure this out if you're just sitting there watching a blank screen, so don't hate too hard. If this works, it'll all be good in a few seconds here. But currently this program sucks. So we're having a little bit of trouble here. Okay. Let me check the live stream page, my friends. This looks like there's one person in here. Joey Fitness. What's up, Joe? How you doing, baby? Let me check the live stream page, my friends. Are you guys not seeing anything? Looks like there's one person. I feel like we're not Joey Fitness. Anything. What's up, Joe? How you doing, baby? Let me check the live stream page, my friends. Are you guys not seeing anything? Looks like there's one person. I feel like we're not Joey Fitness. Anything. What's up, Joe? How you doing, baby? There we go. Let me check the live stream page, my friends. Are you guys not seeing anything? Looks like there's one person. All right. Okay, I think we're going now. I think. Man, well, I hope so, because either way, we're going to start. So, let me know in the stream if you guys are seeing this correctly. If it's not going to work out, then I'm just going to have to cancel this. But we're editing the pho video for tomorrow, a recipe video, and all my recipes are edited the same way. So I think this is a valuable video in terms of like showing you how I do recipe videos. Maybe it'll give you a little encouragement and a little bit of thought on how you want to approach them. And you might pick up some tips or something. I've definitely figured out a good workflow for this. So first things first is I record my video, my recipe stuff without any audio, and then I dub it in later. So right now we're just editing the intro, which is going to be this. Hey. This is a song I'm actually using for CT's project right now. But I have to take a break from CT's project so we can make this. Okay, so I'm going to turn the music down. And pull in some of the first stuff. So I always like to give a first lead in of like 15 seconds or so you can see what the final product is going to be. That way, if someone thinks, wow, that looks really good, then they're likely going to come back stick around and see what happens and how to make it themselves. And I'll also take that time to explain. Like I'll dub in, I'll be like, welcome guys, we're going to make some 200 calorie soup for your butt. Woo! We use the same editing software. I thought I was the only one. Dude, people who use Sony Vegas Pro are more advanced people. Just kidding. We're not. But I just personally have used Sony Vegas Pro since I was like essentially a child. I feel like a child when I first started this compared to now. I've been using it for so long. And I've never updated the type. I've always used Sony Vegas Pro 10. So that's kind of funny. Like there's 13 now and I still use this one. So right now I'm stabilizing. I have a pretty steady hand. There's also stabilizer on the camera, but I think that stabilizing it just makes it better. Beautiful. My girlfriend just showed me the chewed up food in her mouth. It's quite ladylike of her. So once you add a stabilize, it makes it look like you have like a panning piece of equipment or something. Also, I shoot in 60 frames per second, so I'm able to elongate anything if I ever need to. And I think it's super, super valuable to be able to elongate stuff. Because most of the time I'll edit in 24 and I'll just use 24. But then if I'm like, oh, shoot, I need this to last longer so I can talk longer. Or if I want it to look a little bit more smooth, going slower will make it more smooth. So if you hold control and click the end of your clip, you can actually elongate it. And that'll make it slow down. Hey, what's going on, Fish and Lover? How you doing, baby? Yeah, see how much slower this is? We have a very slow pan, so I can be like, chili paste, vegetable broth, yellow white, miso, Tabasco, Chipotle, go. I want Chipotle too. That sounds amazing. So we're just going to stabilize everything in the beginning here just because I think it'll look a lot better, a lot more clean. So 80 guys in here. How's the stream looking? Is the quality just absolutely terrible? I'm using a different streaming software than I usually use. So I'm testing it out with you guys, essentially. And if it does work, then I'll likely stream almost all of my video edits. Since I'm already going to be video editing, you know, I might as well just stream it, and then you guys can see it. It gets double content. It's great. It's Yell from Patreon. I don't know if you remember me, but what else? Oh, that's tight, dude. What's up? No, of course I remember you. I massively appreciate the fact that you donate to the Patreon. That is huge. I do not make very much money with YouTube itself, so having that little extra income helps, like with purchasing like the microphone that you're listening to me on right now. So I shoot a ton of B-roll, and it takes a little bit of time for me to find which B-roll I like, but I like to shoot everything like 4 times, and then I have a choice. You know, I'm like able to pick and choose. My dog's out there just going ham. Hey, what's going on, Desiree? Hey, what's going on, Jolie? 10 out of 10. No, it looks good to me. Oh, really, guys? Everything sounds good. It's coming out of both of your speakers, headphones, whatever you're listening to, and it looks decent? Because I think we might have just found a new streaming software. Bow. Oh, I like this. Yeah, I like this shot a lot, so I'll stabilize this too. Doesn't that look sexy? So I'll be like, yo, onions and red peppers, blah, 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 and broccoli, and you got pre-sliced mushrooms and bean sprouts. And then people are going to be like, oh, you're such a terrible person. You should buy those all raw and cut them up yourself. I hate you so much. When there's people that buy like motherfucking, I don't know, aluminum foil, throw it out their car window. You know, there's people that do way worse stuff. But then people get on you because you bought pre-sliced vegetables. like you just friggin' condemn some kid to death. That's how they treat you. Like, oh my gosh, you bought pre-sliced vegetables. You're such a lazy bastard. Even though they just have like an infinite amount of time because they're like a housewife or something. So they're like, oh, you don't have time to do all this stuff. I'm just bitching right now. Sorry, guys. I'm the one who asked like 5 million questions when I get prompted. I'm probably going to up this for it. I saw all your questions and I was like, awesome, dude. Because at first there's not going to be a lot of people in the Patreon. So having all those extra questions, I think is awesome. Also, the questions you asked weren't like pointless. So you ask as many questions as you want, as long as they're like good questions, like the ones you gave me. Why not? You know what I mean? Some people will ask like very simple questions, like that I have everywhere. Like, are you vegan? And I'm like, yes. You can go on my Instagram. It'll say vegan. Yeah, it's great. Thank you. I'm glad that the stream's good. This is making me so excited. I figured since not that many people were there, I would ask. That's awesome. Yeah, so you had the same sentiment that I was having. Like, oh, yeah, there's not a lot of people here. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's super cool of you. I actually just realized we're editing out of order, so this is all valid still, but this is actually going to be later in the video. So I'm just going to pre-edit it here, and then we'll throw it around a little bit. So I also forgot to put the calories and nutritional facts while I was recording until this point right here. And I was like, oop, I should probably record that. So it's like a later clip I had to like go find. So it's really important, like when you're recording, to be mindful of how you shot and when you shot and what your structure was in your mind. Because then when you come to edit it, you're like, oh, right, so I shot those B-rolls in the beginning. Then I went and did this. Then I did that. Then I did this. Then I did that. And then when you go and edit, you like know exactly like, okay, the third clip that I started recording, that's the one where it has the nutritional facts. Makes your workflow so much faster. I'm doing cable rows right now, by the way. I'm watching the stream in between sets. That always trips me out when people do that. Like, that is freaking awesome. But if I was listening to somebody live streaming and blabbering on like I do, no doubt that I would not be paying attention to my workout. I'd be like, what? Some stabilizing right now. Again, stabilization I think is so important. Would this replace Periscope for you? No, not at all. This is literally just for streaming stuff that's on my computer screen. But for streaming like you know, me and my lady are out at the restaurant, or I'm just driving to the gym or something like that, that stuff all goes on Periscope because it's easier. Like to set this stream up right now is very confusing and it takes forever. But to set up a freaking Periscope, it takes like, oh, I don't know, 0 seconds. Yeah, you just like open Periscope and you're like, spilling sushi all over my friggin' shoes, huh? And then people are like, I'm jumping in. Not very good with my jokes today, huh? Not very good. My girlfriend likes my jokes. That's all that matters. I'm doing cock push-ups when it's you. Yeah, I think he means like when he listens to me, he changes his workout and makes it cock push-ups instead of whatever he was doing. Right. Right, babe. Right, babe. All right. Okay, so we have this first scene right here. So this stuff is all going to be after the boiling scene. So I'm going to move the ingredients of the vegetables and stuff just over here in general to move it while we're editing. A tip for those of you that use Sony Vegas Pro, while you're adjusting stuff and you're trying to choose different tools, instead of actually changing your tools up here, which would take years, just press the letter D on your keyboard and you'll shuffle through all the tools. You'll shuffle to like lasso, where you can grab multiple things at once. You'll shuffle to magnifying glass, which don't ever use that. You'll hate yourself. You just got your point and click cursor, and you've got whatever that is. I never used it, so that sucks. I think learning your macros on your keyboard will make your life so much easier because everything will go by so much faster. You can move around so much quicker. So let's see. Okay, yeah, first scene, we got to boil the water and make the broth, and then we'll worry about the ingredients and slicing up and stuff. The only thing that sucks is almost every time you're periscoping, I'm working. I know, dude. I periscope at the exact same times all the time. So if you're someone who can't make it, you just will never, ever be able to do it. Because I'll do it like really late at night or while I'm going to the gym. What'd you say? I'm down to periscope later. Ba-doom, ba-boom, ba-boom, boom. Wish you guys could hear the music. Luckily, this is a video that doesn't require you to hear the editing of this audio. Otherwise, you'd be like, oh, I can't hear anything. I got to figure out how I'm going to make that work when I do edit a video with actual audio. But yeah, it's going to be kind of a bitch. I got to figure that out. Well, not really sure. Maybe I'll just edit recipe videos. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Big legs, here we go. Yeah, so this first scene is just going to be like, put 5 cups of water inside of your boiling pot. I started to get lazy, and I was like, I don't want to turn the water off every single freaking every single time I put water in here. So just do it really fast. Bam, 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 bam. Is this the last one? That's the last one, yeah? That's the last one. Okay, so I like to fast forward the meat of stuff, but I like to leave the first and the last rep or step or whatever it is that you're doing in regular speed so people can understand it. What I'm saying is like, watch this. Normal speed, then you speed it up real fast. Bam, bam. Then the last cup, you slow it back down, put it in. That way people know what the fuck is going on. I work different hours sometimes, but often I work 3:30 to 12, so I'm screwed the whole day. I know. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I do some weird stuff, bro. Like, I like stream in the middle of nowhere and in the middle of no time. And I'll do it for like 4 minutes sometimes, too. Go Vegan Hercules. Hey, much love, yo. Did you like the Hercules episode this week? I felt like I couldn't do what I wanted to do, unfortunately, because I was just so busy, but I thought it came out all right. Thanks, baby girl. So I'm trying to style right here. We're cropping in towards the bowl, and then as we pull it up and out of the sink, we're going to go back to a regular screen crop. I guess I'm not very good at explaining this to beginners. I should probably be a little bit more slow, but whatever. There you go. Yeah. So we got that, and then we bam, pull the water out. Boom, kind of floating back. I like that. I just like to do random stuff to add depth to the video. So now I'm over here trying to figure out how to get the angle. I shot this angle like, I don't know, 50 times. I literally shoot everything you've ever seen me ever put out. I've probably shot like 30 times if it's like really pretty B-roll or a great shot composed well and stuff. All right, so let's get the water shot. And then we go under the water and we show that they're fire. Someone's going to be like, oh my gosh, you need to clean your stove. You need to clean your stove. I get that so much. You need to clean your stove. And I'm always like, the video that I'm making for you right now, I just made food like 2 hours ago and I didn't clean the stove. I'm sorry, but it splattered a little bit. I actually caught Brian Weiss streaming. I know, right? I'm an elusive mother effer. All right, so this is to show people boil, put it on high. There we go. Bam. Show that. If I cut it to there. Vegans waste like 1/1000th of the water meat eaters do, so it doesn't matter if you let a little water run. I think you save the equivalent of a full year of showers going vegan. That's actually true. I actually honestly don't feel as bad when I like take a longer shower or something because I'm like, I don't eat any meat, and that it does, and it's not. It like balances out. It's not like the right way to think. You shouldn't be like, oh, I just like use as much water as I'll throw it out the window, pee in the water source. I don't care, but it just feels kind of nice when you're like, yeah, I can take like a 5 more minute shower. I don't feel too bad about this. Or I can go water my garden or wash my feet. What does that even mean? What are you even saying back there? Get it together. How are you guys doing? Where are you guys watching from, by the way? I like to do that when I'm in streams. I like to see where people are watching me from. I just think it's interesting. I'm about to do a little Snapchat announcement. You guys can't see me, but what is going on, my friends? Check it out. We are actually live streaming right now. I'm editing tomorrow's video, which is the recipe of the pho bowl, and you guys can watch it on my second channel. All right. And now I'm putting the URL in my Snapchat. Here's progress. Go there for the next hour, and I'll be streaming. All right, maybe we'll get some more people in here. My Snapchat gets 4,000 views now. I've worked my way up on that. I heard a bunch of people, some of my friends, talking about it, and they were like, oh, yeah, I get this many. One of my friends got 10,000 views per Snapchat. And I was like, damn. And that was before I started, like, pumping my Snapchat out. I was like, damn, I need to get more views on my Snapchat. And he was like, yeah, bro, I just put it in, like, almost every single video I make somewhere. Just, like, kind of like a little beep. And he's like, the more I put it in there, the more people, eventually respond to it. And the more times you put it in videos, this is just a little tip for anybody who has a channel. The more you like talk about something over and over in a video, and then you have 50 videos relating to it, and each one of those 50 videos gets like 40 views a day or something, that's a huge amount of people that are seeing it every day, even though those videos are getting a very small amount of views. Combined, though, because you've built it so much, they're going to do really well. So much closer to Chelsea than you or John. I'd actually caught Brian. I'd definitely like to see more food recipes from Brian. The macro friendlier, the better. Hell yeah, Christian. I got you, man. And are you saying you're close to me like you like me more? Ha. Because that's what I'm talking about, boy. Yeah. I'm just kidding. No, I think all of us are really cool. It's tight. Yeah, like each one of us is like, I think, an A+ person, but we all have like different things we do. Different, like, if you want to see kind of like lots of jokes and stuff, lots of sarcasm and cute, like, quirky little jokes, then John is like your man. If you want like concise speaking, like you want someone who speaks well and quickly and gets to the point very fast, high production, shit like that, that's me. If you want someone who's like super smart, a little bit like longer worded, but will definitely get the details to you, then that's Chelsea. Or obviously like a girl, if you want like a girl, or if you're into powerlifting or anything like that, obviously. Yo, Brian, I got a question for you. Eating below your BMR, bad for your metabolism. I lost 44 pounds. No, it's totally cool, man. That's how we all diet. We got to eat less than our base metabolistic rate. All right, let's see. So I want one in full speed, normal speed. Boom, drops into the water. And then I just want to fast forward the rest of these. I think we do 3 of these. Actually, I don't even want to fast forward. I just want to crank it out with cuts. I call this, oh, shoot, what do we call this? I used to call this something specifically, like slap cuts, but it's not that. Dang it. What did I call this? I can't remember. Me and LP had this funny name I used to call it when I was first teaching him how to edit. I would call this a thing. Slap cuts? No, it's something else. Anyways, point of it is you just cut your video and you cut all the silent space out of like speaking or actions, and then it's all chopped up like this. So like it's all juxtaposed. See one, and then it's like boom, bam, and then boom. You don't even have time to like watch all the extra. Okay, and then we put the next thing in, which is going to be veggie broth. By the way, I know you guys are watching this to see how I edit, but in the actual content of this soup is so damn good. I didn't even finish all of it. It's next to me because I had to get to work, but it takes so long to eat. Whole thing under 200 calories. Just saying. I just mean it's harder for me to meet you or John because you're out in Cali. She's in Pennsylvania. Oh, I see what you're saying, baby. Oh, you like physically closer. Yeah. Fuck Rob Broccoli, am I right? Dude, that raw broccoli was brutal. It was not easy to eat that. Although I will say it was probably easier for me than most people because I eat a lot of broccoli in the first place, so it's a little easier. Like I saw John Venus's girlfriend. By the way, John Venus is going to visit us on Saturday for a week, Saturday to Friday. His girlfriend did the challenge too. I watched it, and she puked all up.
I saw that she did it.
She got like 75% of the way through, babe, and
No, she didn't throw up. Really?
she had a big clear glass thing of water, which was great, and she was drinking out of it. And then she's like, oh no, and then puts like a piece of paper over her face, but you can see the glass under her. So she pukes into the water, and you can see the green all go throughout the water, but you can't actually see it entering or leaving her mouth, which I thought was like such a feminine like way to do it. It was like the prettiest girl way to throw up. She's like, don't look, but you can see that it's really throw up, but don't look. It just looked like a big raw shake. Like it looked healthy. Like if that was you, I'd probably drink it. Yeah. Yo, Brian, we met at the Arnold. I had a great Endless Pursuit hoodie. That's what is up, cuz. You know how many people have a freaking gray Endless Pursuit hoodie? Nobody. Not even a single person, bro. No, but for real, like maybe 20 people at this point. Because the people who had that have lost it, bought a new one. It's at the bottom of their closet. Got it dirty, whatever it is. Dude, this stuff is so good, by the way, guys. Chili paste. I don't know if you've ever like used that for anything. Stir fry soup, whatever, man. It is so tasty. It's like sriracha, but chunky. All right, we got 17 people in here. This is actually pretty cool. I would love to stream with you guys every time I edit because it doesn't take any extra time, and editing's kind of boring, friends. Just saying. When you're by yourself. Hey, Brian, how'd your body structures change from 17 until now? It's funny. I was trying to use chopsticks to pull stuff out, and it didn't work. So then I was like, all right, I'm just throwing these chopsticks away. Couldn't figure it out. There we go. I just chunk it in there. Overall, like a bitch when it comes to bone width and thickness. Yeah, man, I was a skinny little dude. My bones were small. My shoulders were broad, but I was like a freaking light post. I was super tiny. But everything has matured since then. So, like, my muscles are my bones are much thicker and stuff. My muscles obviously have gained like much more shape and maturity to them. So they like have more depth. I would say like they look 3-dimensional because they have like more thickness and stuff to them. But obviously the size just came from lifting consistently over and over and over and over. I mean, I've done thousands of workouts. I've done hundreds of the same workout over and over on each muscle group. So I've done like hundreds of leg days, hundreds of chest days, hundreds of back days, fucking probably billions of repetitions. Oh, yeah, I was trying to be cheeky. I'm pulling my chopsticks, like, over the camera. Every time I make one of these recipe videos, I don't like boring normal recipes, so I usually try to be cheeky as possible. And then I know while I'm shooting, too, that I'm going to edit it like a cheeky bastard, and I'm going to, like, voice over it all, like, cheeky. So I shoot in a sarcastic way. Like, if I have vegetables I'm going to cut, I, like, slap the vegetables onto the table. I'll, like, really stupidly cut it all so it looks dumb. Things like that. Just going to mix it up. Bam, 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 boom. Okay. Show the people how to mix. And now we're moving on to the vegetable scene, which is kind of cool because I already kind of edited that. So over here, I'm going to be like, yeah, bell peppers, onions, blah, 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 broccoli, it's the mushrooms, is it among beans, is it among mung beans. Very good. And is the carrots. Oh, yes. It's very good. Okay. And so what I want to do is I shot a scene of me cutting up the carrots. All the other vegetables are cut up already, which kind of is a little dumb on my part because it's like, and now here's vegetables. Where if I would have had to cut them all up, it would have looked more aesthetic. People would have been like, oh, right. Yeah, like, I get it. You're cutting up the vegetables, getting them ready. It gives you kind of like some context for what's going on. But I didn't have raw vegetables today. I just bought them all pre-cut. So whatever, deal with it. Oops. My internet is acting up. Is anybody else having trouble with the stream right now? Are we all, y'all feel good about this? You still see me good and hear me good and everything? I'll be like, cutting their carrots up. Yeah, cut those mother effers up. I cut them and cut your dick off. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Like, literally anything I can say to be stupid is how I'm going to do. I always try to include like 3 to 4 lines throughout my food videos that that I know people will text or like will comment about. Like on the last one, you'll remember this. I was making potato french fries, so I said, and now look at those sexy ass kids. We're going to drop them off at school. And I knew it because saying sexy kids is not an okay thing. Cut. So he like slammed it. Bam! I'll slam it on the table. I do like this cheesy hand presentation. I slap the package a couple times. I just throw my knife in there randomly. Just trying to be like kind of abrupt since it's, yeah, see now I'm like pretending to cut it even it's already cut. And then I throw the knife in there. Just trying to be cheeky. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'd give myself a C on that. See, I'm trying to stab the mushrooms for some reason to be funny. I don't know. Don't worry about it. Someone's going to be like, I thought you were going to stab your thumb. Honestly, whenever you're making a video on YouTube, don't make the whole damn thing a bunch of comment bait. But if you have something you can do slightly different that's going to make people comment, then do it. You know what I mean? If you know, if you have a little thing on your teeth and you're okay with it, let it stay there. People will comment about it. If you want to say some controversial stuff, be like, yeah, man, I'm a Republican and I think Democrats leg somewhere coming out of their ass. You know, whatever you want to say, people will be like, oh, no, I'm a Democrat. No. Whatever you want to do, anything that you can do to make controversy or just comments in general are going to help a lot. Or making jokes or whatever. When you make a joke that's outlandish, people will comment about it because they're going to be like, did he just say whatever? And then they'll comment and be like, oh, when he says, you know, my brain's not working, man. I can't even come up with those jokes right now. What PC are you using? Vegas lags like hell on my PC. I have an HP Pavilion that I like custom built. So I didn't like build it myself physically. I didn't like buy parts and then put it together. I like custom chose everything that they were going to manufacture it for me with. And I don't know, it helped quite a bit, to be honest. I got, I think no, it has to be more than that. I forget. I think it was 3.4 gigahertz processing speed. I have like 8 gigs of RAM or 16 gigs of RAM, something like pointless that I would never need. And 2 terabytes of hard drive space, which I'm on my last 10 gigabytes. I'm constantly deleting videos so that I can make more space for videos. All right, cool. So this is going to be the scene where I show them how to cut tofu. I think this strategy for cutting tofu is brilliant. I could work at a Japanese restaurant. This is how you make a little cube tofu. Boom. So I'm going to cut it down the middle. Cut it down the middle like that. When I edit, I like to, personally, like my style, one of my style of my content is speed. Like I like my stuff to move so fast that even if you're watching it and you're like, this doesn't pertain to me, or I don't really care about this, or, you know, this is kind of dumb or whatever. It's such fast production and such high quality production that you can't look away before it finishes. You know what I'm saying? Like you're watching it and you're like, oh, I'm going to quit pretty soon. And then you're like, oh, scene change, oh, scene change, oh, scene change, oh, joke, oh, music change. There's always something different stimulating your dimensions of entertainment, whether it's the actual picture moving, the music, the speed, the chop, the edit, whatever it is. So we're going to cut it like that. I also edit this before I do the audio, so I'm kind of blind editing. Like I'm just assuming that I'll be able to speak about what's going on quick enough or slow enough that the video will be fine, because it'll be really hard to adjust this video after we do this, because a lot of it's stabilized, and after I stabilize it, you can't elongate or shorten the video. Get an external hard drive. It's actually less intuitive than you might think to get an external hard drive. Like I can't edit off of an external hard drive, so it doesn't really help me. You know what I mean? Because I need to use the stuff that I'm doing. But you're right. I should at least back it up on like Carbon. What is it called? Carbon something. One of those services that continuously backs up your computer in case it fails. You can just re-download literally the entire hard drive. I need one of those because it would be a shame if my computer died, blew up, and then I lost like all this archived footage of C.T. Fletcher, because that stuff will be valuable one day. You know, I'll make like a whole documentary off that stuff. I guarantee it to you, because I have a lot of details and stuff that I don't put in videos that he speaks or explains his story or something like that. Talks to me in a video. And then also my old stuff. Like I would never want to lose like my old footage of like my first videos, or, you know, raw videos that I haven't edited back when I was like 15, things like that. I think those things are valuable as a heel. So then we're going to come back. See, I tried to do this cute little Dutch angle pan. It's going to look a lot better when I stabilize it. Don't judge me. I will kill you. Have you seen the YouTube channel Ask Yourself? The guy destroys anti-vegan arguments. That's cool. His name is his channel is called Ask Yourself, or that's like a series on his channel. Let me know. There's so many YouTubers that it's really hard for me to keep up with them. I follow people and then sometimes I won't even watch them for like ever. Okay, maybe put the extra old videos on the external hard drive. That's a good point. You're right. I could clear out a lot of stuff. I'm such a pack rat with everything I do, especially with my videos though. Like I'll make references to old videos. Like I'll just like pull an old video, use a 4-second clip of it. And so it's convenient to have it on the right hard drive. But yeah, you're right. I should curb my old habits and do it correctly. 7 o'clock right now here in California, in San Diego, California. What time is it for you guys? If you're on the East Coast, it's probably 10 o'clock. But if you're in another country, it's probably real weird o'clock. One of my brothers is in the Philippines right now, so he is 15 hours ahead. Isn't that weird? Like when I think about doing stuff, like if I interacted with him or if I wanted to call him or something, it would be like, all right, it's 2 p.m. Add 15 hours. All right. Definitely pretty weird. He's actually gonna get freaking married, which is pretty odd. He just flew to the Philippines to meet with this girl that he's like had a relationship with online and stuff for a while. And then he's like physically with her right now and he's really stoked, which is dope. But I just think it's so crazy to me. If I met someone one time, even if I had the feeling like we're in a Disney damn movie or something like that, had the feeling, I would not, like I wouldn't marry you, babe. I'm sorry. I couldn't do that. It just wouldn't work. I would have to be with that person for a while and see if you, like, you know, you dig the stuff they do. Like, can you imagine if you early married somebody? Maybe you had a kid or something. I don't know what it is. You early married somebody, though, and then you found out that they snore super, super bad. You know what I mean? Or you found out that they're extremely racist. You know what I mean? Or you find out that they have violent tendencies. They never like really showed you because there was no reason for it to come out. But once you're around them for more than a week at a time, they start getting really irritable and start punching you all the time. See what I'm saying? Like, there's so many things that could happen. Like, people are weird as I'm constantly reminded that there are weird people when I interact with people out in public, like when I go to a new gym or whatever it is. And I don't mean it as in, like, they're bad people, but there are people with a lot of quirks. And, like, if you think that you're awesome or you really enjoy yourself or you like the way that you interact or your friends interact with you, don't associate that with everyone because not everyone interacts the same way that you will. You'll find people that will trip you out and blow your mind the way that they act in real life. Point being, getting married to one of those people on accident, holy crap. Can you imagine? How about this? Can you imagine you marry somebody, you're super stoked, you think they're hot, you think they're wonderful, they compliment you, they make you happy, etc., etc., etc. You're so happy. I'm so happy with you, girl. And then you find out that they have voices in their head.
Oh my God, stop.
You feel me? Like, they got schizophrenia.
Telling me you have voices in your head.
I have voices in my head, girl. In my head. Go to bed. In my head. Lock it up. No, I can't imagine that. That's actually, you know, those people are like quote unquote crazy, but to be honest, I feel really really bad for people who have to deal with that. Like, can you imagine if that just started happening to you? Like, you didn't. It's not like those people were like, oh, you know, I want to take drugs and I'm okay with after taking drugs, I'm gonna have people talking in my head. No, they just like that's how they were born. You know what I mean, or whatever it is. Some of them can drug induce it later, but some people have that from birth, like schizophrenia from birth. That would suck. Bowels, big animals they can't eat, dirty swine, things like that, because it's part of their religious beliefs. So it already drops down like a lot of the agricultural industry. There we go. So, are you using that new podcast mic? I am. Does it sound nice? I'm in San Diego too. It's windy and cold, about to rain all weekend. I know, isn't it beautiful? It's wonderful outside right now. It's cold. It's windy. There's clouds. It's my favorite type of weather. If I lived in it all the time, probably wouldn't be my favorite type of weather. But because I don't live in that, it's just so wonderful when it's cold and drafty and cloudy. And oh my gosh, man! I got married at 18, lol. 11 years married. Wow. You're now 11 years into your marriage, is what you're saying? That's commendable. That's the word I wanted to use. I like to use words that other people don't use because it makes me feel cool. I'm just kidding. It doesn't make me feel cool. I like being able to express myself in a deeper context because there's words that are more, you know, like if you say you feel good, that's something. But if you say you feel ecstatic, you know, you feel jovial or whatever other word you want to use, like those words are still good or happy, but then they have like a whole nother set of meanings. You know, it has like a slight different mood and taste to the word. So I like being able to use exactly how I feel. Words that kind of show that. I got a sad face. And then I heard, I'm good. All right. Not exactly sure what any of this is about, but I like it. So I'm actually editing this slightly slower than I usually would because I'm editing with you guys. When I usually edit, I'm completely quiet and I'm in my own head. And so I'm very, very specific about the things that I'm doing. Although this video doesn't really matter because it's all food porn. Like this entire thing is sexy looking. So it doesn't really, it makes no difference if it's a little bit longer because people will be like, wow, look at all those colors. You know, look at the sharpness of this video. So it's not really going to bother at all. Okay, so we're going to cut it down to there. Here, I'll show you guys how to stabilize right now. So in Sony Vegas, you're going to right-click a video. You're going to go up to Stabilize Media. Click that. It's going to say, do you want to stabilize all timeline references, yes or no? If you do yes, then it's going to stabilize the entire video clip that you sourced that clip from. So if you drop down your first recorded thing on your camera and then you cut down to just like 3 seconds of that clip, it's going to stabilize everything. So that whole 3-minute clip or whatever, how long it was. But if you click no, it'll ask if you want to make a sub clip, and then it'll turn that little spot of the video that you made, it'll turn it into its own video, and then you can edit the stabilization just on that. It'll be much faster. So if we keep it at default, the screen is going to get closer because that's how it stabilizes. So if we have it high settings, it's going to get a lot closer. So if we're really close to a thing, like if the edges are already touching the screen and I don't want the edges to leave the screen, I'll drop the settings down way lower. So I'll usually go down to like 15 and 10. But because we don't have to worry about that, we can actually stay with default. So it's 20 and 30. This is going to crop it quite a bit. But because this is a food scene, it doesn't really matter that much. So that's good. I think we're having some issues with the stream here, boys and girls. Ba-da-dum-bum, ba-da-ding-ding-ding-doom. Habada-dooshki. Huh. I feel like a lot of people are having trouble with the stream because a lot of people just left, I think, because we're at 5 people watching now instead of 20. But you know what? I don't really care. I'm mostly doing this, honestly. I'm honestly not like trying to make the stream its own thing. What I'm trying to do is record the process of the editing so that later people can watch this through again. Yeah, so like mostly I'm doing this so that people can re-watch this over and over and over and over and over. So this is like one whole entire like 2-hour long editing clip. Otherwise, I would have to, instead of streaming it, I would have to record this onto my computer, then put it into program, render that whole edit out, and then upload that as its own video. And yes, the quality would be higher, but this way it's easier because it's just automatically streaming and recording to YouTube. And then when I finish this stream, we'll just be done. That's it. Just straight up, it's over. Yeah, okay. It keeps buffering and going offline. That's terrible. I'm sorry. I wish I could help. I cannot. I'm doing my best here, boys and girls and ladies and puppies, clowns, mimes, anyone out there, unicorns, whoever's out there speaking and listening. I guess I kind of left out a scene where I kind of explain all of the ingredients. I wonder if I should patch that in here somewhere. Yeah, I should patch that in. Your girl came over, cooked a BS breakfast. All right. I think this is this is perfect. We'll go here, cut it to there. Oops. All right, I just want to show all the vegetables there's the shot. I knew I did an overhead topographical shot. Sometimes I just use words that I think sound like I know what I'm talking about when I'm editing. Like a topographical shot is not what it's technically called in the production industry. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need a wide shot that turns into a topographical. Can you get that for me, boss? I would laugh if someone said that to me. So if someone asked me while I was shooting CT, hey, can you get a topographical shot? I'd be like, are you joking right now? Are you trying to pretend like you know what you're talking about, boy? I'm gonna be like, carrots. And I guarantee someone's gonna comment and be like, you need to wash your carrots, bro. Guarantee it. Even though I do wash my carrots after that scene. Just think it's funny. Okay, so so now we've covered the broth, we've covered the veggies, and then where is my shirataki? There it is. So I need my shirataki and I need my tofu. So we're going to move all this over again. Just move it to the other side, actually. So I'm using the lasso tool, which is this like box-looking marquee tool. And then I'm just going to pull it from here over to the other side. Boom. Now we have this whole new timeline. Pull that back. I forget the key macro to actually pull things back from the blank space, so I just do it manually with my mouse. Again, another reason you should use macros. Sorry about the stream that it's like blocking out and being laggy and stuff. I'm not going to stop the stream and restart, which would help the quality for you guys, simply because I'd like to just keep this all fluid and running all through. That way, when this is available later for playback, people can just watch the whole damn thing. Hopefully be entertained. I mean, hopefully I'm not too annoying. Bang bang a doodly doo. La 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 shooby shoo. I like this music. It's really peaceful. It's quite beautiful. All right, so now I think we're getting really to the end of the video here. Yeah, I actually think that is the end of the video. I just need to do this scene of me eating it now. And this scene of me eating it is really the purpose of it is just to give me extra space. I think you should always record extra B-roll or something. So if you need to, you can cover seams or make the video longer. If you need extra video, you don't have to like fish and try to figure out how to do it. So like this last scene right here is going to be me eating it. And people will see what it looks like, for one, which they'll be happy about. And then also, it gives me this whole huge outline, or outro, scene where I can be like, all right, guys, there it is. Like, there's the noodles. It's all going to be under 200 calories. Just make sure you don't eat all the broth, because if you do, you'll be getting a lot of sodium in. Nobody wants that. Also, look at this subliminal hat advertisement. I'm just like, yeah, let me just shove my hat right in your face. So that way you cannot deny it. Also, LOL at me using a hat because I barely ever wear them. They're starting to grow on me. I think it's because my face is leaner now. I think I can look a little bit better with them. Anyways, I digress. The reason we have this outro clip is so that I can give the whole outro thing where I say like, thanks for watching, you know, make sure you give the thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Anything else I want to say, go check out my Patreon, etc., etc. So yeah, like I was saying, it's always good to have blank space. I think it's very, very important and useful. So I shot 2 things actually. I shot one of me in the face and then one down here. I just kind of want to show people this shot again is more blank space video, but also I just want to show people how to eat food like this, because a lot of people seem like they don't know how to eat soup with broth that has like things in it, you know, like little pieces and chunks and stuff. You put a little broth in a spoon, and then you put the main piece on the spoon, and then you use the chopsticks to add extra stuff to the spoon. See what I'm saying? There we go. Right here is what we want. It looks like I have a very slow internet connection right now. So for those of you dealing with that, I am very sorry. I apologize. I can't wait to live in a different location geographically for the sole reason that the wiring to this household, because this household's like about 100 years old, it's a little bit outdated. And the cable obviously is not, the wiring is not 100 years old. Cox Cable has evolved since then. But the last time they updated our cable stuff, I would say it was probably like 20 years ago, maybe like 15 years ago. So what I'm saying is, like, if I lived in LA, they have all new T1 fiber optic cables, and those are extremely fast. They shoot like 1 gigabyte per second instead of like whatever I'm using now, which I think is like a couple hundred megabytes per second. It would be to have Google internet. Like, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Google is about to take over everything, bro, including internet connection. You can it's cool. What they're going to do is they're going to make it so that even people in like situations with a lot of poverty and stuff like that have the ability to have the internet. The idea for them is that they want to be able to educate people, because the internet's a powerful tool for educating yourself. If you can't like go to a formal school or something like that, they want people to have the access to like better themselves, especially if they're in a bad situation where they have poverty or something like that. So what they're going to do is they're going to charge a one-time setup fee if you want to do it this one way, the cheapest way, and they'll come set up cables to your house with their Google optics and stuff. It's the lowest speed they offer. But from that point on, if they've stayed with the same plan, your internet is completely free, which I think is just super, super cool of them to do. Of course, they're also going to have like pay versions, which are phenomenally better than like, you know, Cox or AT&T or whoever else you could be going through. And you'll pay like per month, but it'll be much cheaper, and it'll be like this blazing fast speed. Like, it's like ridiculous how fast it is. So we'll call this homemade pho-ble. Can we save the project? I should have saved the project about 6 eons ago. If that project would have crashed, not only would I have hated myself, but I also would have felt like a complete idiot noob. So that's a giant noob mistake that I made there. But luckily, nothing happened. I was just like a little distracted doing the stream and stuff. But yeah, when you start a project, the first step you should ever take is save your project. And then from that point on, just get into like an annoying OCD habit of pressing Control CTRL plus save. Or if you're using Apple, it'll be Command S. And it'll help you so much, because you'll just be continuously saving. Oh, right. Macs sometimes don't let you save. It's kind of like the dumbest thing they've ever done in their life. They'll do like, it's weird. They'll do auto saves, but then sometimes it doesn't work, you know, which I think is like the weirdest thing. It's like, if it's not going to work all the time, then I wouldn't want auto save ever. Not even one time, because I want to be able to manually save it, and that way I can just know that it's for sure done if my computer destroys itself or the power goes out or something like that. I'd be so annoyed if I like go check and then the auto saved like 50 minutes ago. F that. Oh, what's this, Cluedo? I like this song. Dude, I found some banger mystery music, some detective music for CT's video, and now I'm using it for mine. Like, I just happened to run into some good stuff. All right. It's not working. And then someone else says, "Babe, I just saw your snap and came here as quick as possible." Right, babe? That's awesome, Connor. Welcome to the stream. I know it's going in and out. I know it's going offline a lot. I think my internet goes through little phases where like it's good and it's bad, it's good, it's bad. So I'm sorry about that. You're probably not able to see me very well. I love you, babe. I love you too, Connor. Connor, are you able to see the stream well? Is it working for you? Also, I'm not sure if I'll be able to record this voiceover while you guys are watching the stream because it's two different sources that it's going to. So we'll see. Let me do a little test right now and see if this works. This is a test right now. I'm gonna see if I can speak over the video while I'm streaming. Hey, go eat peanut butter and kill yourself. Just kidding. Babe. Right, babe. If you ever use a professional microphone, you're going to have left and right tracks, so make sure you turn it into mono. If you don't even know what I'm talking about, then you probably don't really need to worry about what I'm talking about. I didn't know what the hell I'm talking about a couple years ago. This all was very confusing. This is the test right now. I'm going to see if I can speak over the video. Hey, go eat peanut butter and kill yourself. Just kidding. That's so funny. That's funny, yo. Go eat some peanut butter and kill yourself. I'll crack your back soon, girl. I cracked it back. I popped the crack. Hey. All right, so this is the part where I voice over the video. I'll probably have to do this multiple times. I'm going to stop talking to you guys quite so much because I have to make this video. One tip I will give you guys that if you are going to voice over a video, pull your whole project out a little bit, like 5 seconds. That way you have some lead-in time. So that way when I start recording, I'll start recording here. That way I can see that right now I should start talking. Instead of starting it here, clicking the button, and then being like, okay, I'm going to click it and start talking as soon as I click. Like, it's not going to work. It just won't work. You'll just trust me. Trust me, baby. Trust. Also, this microphone's so cool because I know when I whisper like that, it picks up super well, and it gets very, like, creepy and intimate, so I really know how to, like, dynamically use the voice I have now because the microphone's, like, good enough for that. So I can be, like, talking, and then I can get real creepy on you and just be inside of your ears and really whispering. It's laggy as hell for anyone else. It probably is. I'm sorry, guys. Notice me, senpai. Hey, Connor, how you doing? All right. Let's see. How do I want to phrase this beginning thing? Probably like, hey, you sexy. Oh, actually, I want to do the thing I've been doing. So I did on the other recipe. I did like what did I do? Oh, I did a British accent. And I was like, hey, welcome, blah blah blah. And but if you're not British, then this. And I went back to my accent in American. So I think I'm gonna start doing that on every recipe video, but just with different accents. Like this one, I think I'm gonna do the hood. I think it's gonna get. I think some people are gonna think that I'm being racist as hell though on certain ones. It's funny. You can do an English accent and no one will get on your nerves or no one will get on your back for it. But if I was like, oh, welcome to the video. I'm going to teach you guys how to make the pho. It's very good. It's not necessarily racist because it honestly is how Vietnamese people speak because the syllabalistic nature of their language is different than ours. So they pronounce things differently. So when they come to English, their accents make the words much more chopped and much more fast and come out much quicker. So it's not necessarily racist. It's just literally using the phonetics of a different language, but I could totally see people think it's racist, but whatever. Anyways, I digress. Jeez. Someone likes to talk a lot. Can't imagine being my friend who'd be like, shut up. So I think I'm going to do hood. Yeah, I think I'm going to be like, hey, what's up, blood? I'm going to teach y'all how to make a low-calorie soup, is what I would say if I was in the hood. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Maybe not the hood, though. People would get all of my ass if I do the hood thing, too. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Misery loves company. Are you referring to Young Droop right now? Because if you are, you're about to be my best friend. You're not talking about Young Droop. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're probably not talking about Young Droop. I'm about to be stoked, though. Misery loves company. It's a good song. Get on my nerves. All right, here we go. I'm about to voice over this. Hey, yo, what's up? Today I'm going to show you guys how to make some low-calorie soup, baby. Is what I would sound like if I was... What was I going to say, damn it? Oh, if I was in like a 90s rap video. Try that again. What's up, motherfuckers? Yeah, that's... Okay, I got to get more motherfucking... Yeah. All right. I just can't cuss. I can't make the first 5 seconds cussing. Yeah, all right. All right, CT. Come over here, man. Throw this motherfucker out. Hey, yo, man. I'm about to teach all y'all how to make some low-calorie, super delicious soup. Is what I would sound like if I was in a West Side Connection album. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to make a zero-calorie... No, shit, it's not zero-calorie. Dang it. So this is called punching. This is cool. I got to show you guys how to do audio stuff. This is called punching. Punching is when you take part of something that you said, save it, and then delete the other part of what you said, and then you're going to punch in the next part. So I'm just going to pretend that I didn't have any errors. And I'm going to just continue as if it's all one take. Also, something that people think, like when people hear you do a punch, they think that you can speak. They're like, wow, you take everything in one take. That's impressive. You speak very well. They don't even know that you've been lying. Is what I would say. Dang it. The first part's the hardest part. It's very specific. Is what I would sound like if I was in a West Side Connection album. But today I'm going to show you guys how to make my favorite pho broth homemade thang with a low amount of calories. I think, fuck. You guys are making me nervous. Not really. I just didn't actually plan out how I was going to do this one this time. Myron, that typo. Where yo Biddy at? I never understood why people say Biddy for girlfriend, but she's like 3 foot behind me. I don't really know. I think it's like Biddy titties or something. I don't know. Is what it would sound like if I was in a West Side Connection album. But today, my friends, I'm going to show you guys how to make a freaking delicious homemade pho-ish kind of noodle soup that's under 200 calories. Mass volume. These are what you're going to need. You're going to need some chili paste. You're going to need some vegetable broth. You're going to need some mellow white miso. This is very important and what gives the thing the whole flavor. Damn it. See, I'm good for the most part, and then I mess up. See, like I'm concentrating on doing that one line. Like, for example, right now I'm trying to do the West Side Connection line, and then I think, oh, if I can keep going, then that's perfect. I'll just keep going. And then if I make it, then it's good. If not, if I mess up, then I just punch. Is what it would sound like if I was in a West Side Connection album. But today, my friends. I wonder if people are going to like that joke. They're probably not even going to get it. Thanks, babe. There we go. Cool. So that was perfect. Under 200 calories. Sorry, you guys probably can't hear the replay, but you guys already heard what I said. Is the stream working for anyone? Probably not very many people, but again, I can't stop it because I want later. This recipe is going to blow your mind if you're someone who likes to have a lot of volume without wasting a lot of calories. You're going to need some chili paste, some vegetable broth, some mellow white miso, and whatever spice you want, sriracha, Tabasco, whatever. Then for vegetables, you're going to need some cut up onions, bell peppers, some mushrooms, broccoli, some bean sprouts, and a little bit of carrots, some tofu. This noodle, it's pretty close there. Right, babe? Is the stream working for anyone? That seems to be the comment coming in the most often. I think streams do better in the beginning than they taper off. This recipe is gonna blow your balls right out of your ass. Actually, I kind of want to say that, so I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna delete all that stuff. Yep. Okay. Here. So this is how I make videos, guys. I record something and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna say the same thing but as a joke instead. This recipe is going to blow your sphincter right out of your butt. This is one of the most amazing things for people who need volume. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a little chili paste, a little vegetable broth, a little mellow white miso, a little bit of spiced Tabasco or sriracha. Damn, I feel like we need more time. I feel like I'm having a speed. Speeding. You like that? Sphincter's pretty cool, man. This recipe is gonna blow your sphincter right out of your butt. Blow your sphincter right out of your butt. Thanks, baby girl. This is one of the most amazing things for people who need volume. So what you're gonna need is you're gonna need a little chili paste, a little vegetable broth, mellow white miso, a little bit of spiced Tabasco or sriracha. Okay, so we're gonna slow down. I'm having a little trouble getting the audio that I want to say in before this scene. So what we're going to do is we're going to slow everything down just a little bit here. Again, another reason why I shoot in slow motion, it helps a lot to be able to do this, what I'm doing right now. Yeah, there we go. All right, that's very helpful what I just did there. Gave me a lot more time. Actually, we're going to make leave it even a little bit more time. I really hate the sound of people rushing when they're doing audio. It's not my favorite. So we'll pull this apart. Come over here. Elongate this. And hopefully find more veggie scenes. Yeah, there we go. Also, another reason why when I shoot extra B-roll. Tons and tons and tons and tons of extra B-roll. That way, when I get to this part where I'm like, oh, snap, I need to speak quicker, or I have a lot more to say than this clip is showing, I can just do what I'm about to do, which is add a second clip of the same thing. So now you're going to need onions and bell peppers and broccoli. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is going to make it a lot easier for me. Oh, this is great. And then we got mung beans. I hear you back there, girl. And then you just gonna need all your vegetables. Now, you could get them pre-sliced up, or you can slice them up yourself. What I'm going to use is a little bell peppers, a little onions, a little broccoli, a little bit of some pre-sliced mushrooms, and finally these bean sprouts, mung bean sprouts. Very low in calorie, high in protein, and tons of volume. And finally, some carrots. I'm curious how this trip with John Venus is going to go, because I'll likely be rapping while he's here. I'm wondering if he's going to be like, what the hell is this kid doing? Why am I listening to this? But we'll see. Cut out all the blank space. I don't like to leave any blank space between words. If you cut out all the blank spots, you can actually massively increase the speed of your speaking. So if you're someone who speaks very slow, or it didn't quite work with the clip, you can speed the audio up by cutting all the silence out. And oops. This is obviously the hardest part of making these videos, is the voiceover part. Part that everyone judges you on. And finally, we're going to have some carrots. And also, you can add any vegetable that you like at all. Also, we're going to need a tofu block and these very important noodles. These are tofu shirataki noodles. These noodles have literally 20 calories for the entire bag. 2 servings of 10 calories. Look at that. They're made from soybeans and sweet potato flour. They are life-changing when it comes to cutting and dieting because you'll get so much more volume in, and you could eat so much of them. First step you're going to have, I really try to keep it all in one shot. I try to record it all in one swift scene, but even though I could shoot it all in one, sometimes I think like, okay, this is fluid, but it's not entertaining. So I'll stop, and then that way I can be super fresh and on point when I hit the next scene. Look at that. They're made from soybeans and sweet potato flour. They are life-changing when it comes to cutting and dieting because you get so much more volume in. Soybeans and sweet potato flour. Let's see. They are They are literally the sexiest noodle that you can get, as they have low calories but high volume, great for dieting. I'm almost forgetting to add my weird sexual innuendos and odd narration. You gotta make the whispers. I think the whispers are one of the things that really, when you hear someone whispering but it's loud and you don't have to like strain to hear it, I feel like it's what's that word called? Intimate. It's very in your ear. You're like, you're being very like involved. Yeah, like what I just did there. Sexiest, like that. And then we're talking about noodles. It's like so stupid and counterintuitive, but it's just funny. And if it's out of place, I think it's funnier. Okay, let's start doing this. So first we're going to need some water that is going to be the base. We're going to make the broth right now. So we're going to need 5 cups of water. Of course, you can do this with less or more water if you're making it for yourself. You want it bigger or smaller. You're making it for other people. You're going to want more. You're going to turn the fire on high on blast. And your purpose right now is just to get the water boiling, scalding hot, super, super hot. First thing we're going to throw in there, some mellow white miso. Miso is made out of cultured rice, which is pretty cool, and soybeans. And it tastes amazing. If you've never tried it before, it's a great base for your soup. So first you're going to put, see, it was good all the way up to that part. Done. You keep seeing me switch to channels to left only. We're recording through the left channel because I'm using an audio interface that has a left and right channel. So if I just leave it, it'll only play through the left speaker, which is bad. And then what else I'm doing, you'll see me keep just automatically moving the audio up. I've created a macro key that changes audio like this and normalizes it, but I'll do it the slow way. You see how everything's quiet? It's all quiet. This is loud, and then this is quiet. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't feel right. So what you do is, in most editing softwares, you can go to, you can right-click it, and then go to normalize. And what normalize is going to do is it's going to bring all the audio up to the highest peak. So it's going to bring all the audio up as much as it can, and then whatever has the loudest peak, it'll take that as loud as it can go, which you can see right here. It's peaking on the down. And so that everything was raised as much as this could be raised. So it's probably like 2 or 3 decibels. Of course, if I eliminate that part of the video or audio, and then I renormalize it, it'll all go a little higher. See, it just went higher because this peak is out. So now we're using the next biggest peak, which is right here. See, now this is peaked out. I just realized how really good I am at reading audio levels. Okay, let's start doing this. She's pretty cool, man. Talking about Miley Cyrus right now. If you guys didn't know, I mean, she's crazy as hell, but she's pretty cool because she does a lot of interesting animal stuff. Very creative. She does whatever she wants. Okay, let's start You guys hear my neck crack? My knuckles crack? Is it creeping anyone? This is where I get weird. So now I explained what miso is. I explained that it's a great base for your soup, and now I'm going to tell you what it tastes like, and I'm going to say something that has nothing to do with what it tastes like, but it's going to be funnier, right? So that's how you do Brian style narration. Let's see what's funny. It tastes like I'm trying to think of something that's like not too offensive. Like I wouldn't want to say like it tastes like dead baby fetus. There's people are gonna be like that's too much. That's too much. You can't go too far. You can go as far as you want sexually, but you can't go too far when it comes to pedophilia or just in general gore or grossness, things like that. Hold on, turn my light on. Ooh, my legs is cramping up. Also, my armpits smell really bad. Woo. I have not showered since the gym. Got all this work to do. Super Ed sending me a photo. That's cool. That's a good photo, Super Ed. If you guys haven't checked out Super Ed, I don't know why you'd be this far into the stream. If you haven't checked out Super Ed, you should check him out. Grow Your Meat on Instagram. It's like his new fitness page. Anyways, let's see. It tastes like that. It tastes like the way that it feels like when. It tastes the same way that it feels when you. Yes. No, that's too much. Girls aren't gonna like that. I was gonna say it tastes like how it feels in the morning when you let out that first fresh morning dump. But I feel like girls are gonna be like, it's funny, but girls are gonna be like, nah, too much. It's gross. Some people don't like poo talk. Yeah, poo jokes are funny, but you gotta be careful. It tastes like. It tastes like. Oh my gosh, this joke is taking so long for me to elaborate on right now. Oh, it's killing me. Thinking about something with a cat now. Like it tastes like the way that a cat feels when he. There's the joke right there. I need to figure that part out. Tastes like the way that a cat feels when he poops on your bed and doesn't let you know. Something like that. She needs something punchy. It's so hard. The sexy kids one is just so hard to top. It was like just offensive enough, but not offensive enough that people hated me. It's rough out here. I think I'm gonna go with that glorious poop. Here we go. It tastes like the way that it feels when you wake up in the morning and let off a beautiful, steaming, gorgeous dump. You like that? Oh, I think that might be too far, but we'll see in the comments.
The steamy part, babe.
It's a little too much.
That might be too much. I liked it. It reminds me, in A Bug's Life when they poo, and then there's.
Poo poo platter.
Yeah, thank you. How do you know what I was talking about?
I do. With the high quality audio, it's like overkill.
That's awesome.
Gosh, lordy.
Good for you. Good for you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm. Dump. Yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. So then after you put 3 to 4 tablespoons of miso, you're going to put a little tiny bit of vegetable broth just to add a little tiny bit more flavor. So this is just about a tablespoon, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. It depends on how much you like your vegetable broth. Then you're going to add the chili paste if you do like things spicy. If you don't like things spicy, maybe you want to replace this with like some teriyaki sauce or some molasses, anything else if you want it to be more sweet or something like that. Then if you do really, really like your spices, then you're going to add your hot sauce, which personally I'm using Tabasco Chipotle, whatever hot sauce you're going to need. And then you're just going to mix it all together while it's coming to a boil. Wow. I just got some dirt on some YouTubers. I can't say it obviously because I don't want people to hear it, but yeah, YouTuber friends talking about some other YouTubers and something they got convicted for a little bit ago, a couple years before they started their YouTube channel. It must be really hard to have like skeleton stuff in your closet because as you get more famous, it's just more chances of people like going through your stuff and researching it and finding out. There's one kid who actually killed somebody while driving home, theoretically drunk, we don't really know, who has a YouTube channel. So it's like when you search his name, that shows up. Cool ass kid too, but like that stuff chases you. I can't imagine trying to like make a YouTube channel after that. Let's see if this works. Okay, let's see here. I left out the Tabasco. What an asshole. Okay, so we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna punch this down here. Oh, we don't have it. Create a new layer so I can just elongate this real quick. There we go. I messed up and left that out, so I'm just really quickly punching it in there and kind of making up for it. Can Brian read these? I can read your comments. I'm sorry. I know that it's frozen for you guys. I don't want to stop the stream though because I'd like this to continue through all the way so people can watch the full entire edit, which will be like 2 hours long, which I think is kind of cool. If I start and stop, like I stop this and start a new one, it'll be like part 1 and part 2 of this video. I guess maybe that might actually be a good idea. Honestly, it probably wouldn't bother anybody too much to watch 2 different videos if they're really into it. They wouldn't mind clicking onto it. Interesting thoughts. Okay, here's where I put another joke in just for fun. I'm probably going to speak in a different accent just for fun as well. Yeah. Ark, and then you're going to Ark, and then you're going to stir those sexy scallywags until it boils. Why a pirate? Don't ask me. It's like I imagine that if I was watching me and I didn't know who I was, I would be like, this guy is sarcastically putting things into this food video, because it's like so simple. Like it's such a easy video that he got bored while editing it and had to do a bunch of weird stuff to entertain himself. So I already showed the vegetables. Pull that back. All right, so if you're watching the stream right now, I'm having a little bit of issues streaming this still, so I'm going to actually end this stream now, and then I'm going to start at part 2. So if you are watching this on the replay, then you can go right now to part 2 to continue this and see how the video is finished editing, as well as how the thumbnails are made and whatnot. So watching this, you are either in the live stream or you are watching this after the fact, and so welcome to part 2. Hopefully the stream looks fine, the quality is decent, and we can continue on where we left off in the last video or stream, depending on where you were. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that people who are watching live are not super pissed because they can't tell what the frick is going on. All right, so now we are... I just did a pirate voice. Now I'm doing like chopping vegetables up. See, now because I was editing with you guys here, I totally made this way too long, this segment right here. Obviously, I don't need to speak that much about cutting carrots. I don't have that much to say about it. I don't know why I left that so long. There we go. Just make it a little longer. I like to keep my recipe videos under 7 minutes, just simply because it's simple. So people don't mind watching longer videos, but if there's no reason for it to be longer, then they don't want to see that. Neither do I. Let's see. We're going to do the carrots now. Let's see. I got to say something jokes about this because I didn't cut anything up except for the carrots. Oh, it feels so good. A left one hurts. Yeah, it hurts for whatever reason. I don't know. Then you're going to cut your carrots up. I don't know why I'm doing an Irish accent. You're going to cut your carrots up. Okay, yes, it cuts up. Oh, okay. Bell peppers, very good. Yes, onions. Yes, yum, yum, yum. Let's see. How do I want to do this? You're going to cut your carrots up. Then you're going to cut up your vegetables, and if you're not a giant lazy piece of crap bro like me, which, let's be honest, we're all lazy bros here, you're going to have to cut everything up. But honestly, I only had carrots to cut up. Everything else was already pre-sliced, so you don't hate me. Okay, don't hate me. But we got onions, red bell peppers, green bell peppers, sliced up, carrots right here. Then we have pre-sliced mushrooms. You should open your package. Probably not that way, but whatever. Then we got mung bean sprouts. These things are like my hidden favorite vegetable. And then we have pre-cut up broccoli florets. That's pretty much my vegetable palette, but you can use anything you want. Now, this is so juicy right here. This is the technique. This is the strategy for cutting up tofu for soups. You cut down the middle like that to half the thickness of the tofu. Then you're going to cut down like this, kind of like vertically, to make these little slices. Now I'm going to pull it apart for you guys so you can see exactly what's going on here. See that? We've got like thickness and we've got the length. But now we're going to cut it horizontally, and because we made those two cuts first, ba-bam! Your boy just made little tofu cubes. If you've ever been to a Japanese restaurant, then you will know indeed that they use these tofu cubes in everything, especially the miso soup, and they are perfect size for soup and spoons. Bam! By this point, your soup should be... Oh, so good. I was on a roll. Was I on a roll, girl? And left only, and cut this. Bam. Oh, it feels so good, girl. I have this feeling that no one rejoined the stream. It's okay. Cut out the blank space. Cut out the blank space. Cut out the blank space. Don't hate me. I got a little poop attack there. Talking about the tofu. I said cubes wrong. Leaving that on there so people can make fun of the cubes in the comments. Another one of those things where you leave comment bait. All right, there we go. That's where I messed up. Okay. Do I turn off the fire here? No, I tell the vegetables first. So now by this time you should have your bodacious broth. Damn it. Dicks. So now by this point, you should have your bodacious broth bubbling up. It is completely ready to throw all the ingredients in. And now because it's so hot, it's going to slightly cook these vegetables, but not actually make them mushy. So they're going to have a lot of hard structure to them, which is why this is such a delicious thing to eat, because there's so much texture. It takes a lot of chewing, but obviously there's very low calories, but actually high fiber and high protein, which is fantastic. So like I said, you're just going to toss everything into that bodacious broth there. And believe me, you treat that broth right, that broth gonna treat you right, baby. You like bodacious? It's one of my favorite words. I've always loved that word since I was a child. Even when I didn't know what bodacious like sexually meant, I just knew it meant like quality or something. I was just like, that's a great word, bodacious. And then I would always refer to like big chicks. I didn't really know what bodacious meant. I thought it meant like burlesque. So I'd be like, you know, sometimes girls are like a little bodacious, you know, like in their hips, a little bodacious after they're pregnant. Because I'm stupid. Oh, oh man. For those of you listening, my girlfriend's giving me a massage, not something else. Okay? You just hear me going, oh, babe, thank you. Being hella weird over here. You treat that boss right, that broth gonna treat you right. Stupid improv. Dumb. Stupid dumb improv dumb. Let's see. So we've got 2 grams of protein. We've got tofu. We have 1 serving of tofu. That's, what is the 1 serving of tofu? I actually kind of forget, to be completely honest. Tofu extra firm. Nutrition facts. Tofu extra firm. Prepared with nigari. Dang it. Nobody wants nigari. Whatever that is. I don't know what that is. It looks like there's 8 grams of protein, 9 grams of protein. Oh, that's fantastic. Wow, I did not know that. Okay, so 9 grams of protein. Can't see that far, girl. Sorry. Cassie Autumn says, "You're making me hungry." Sorry, yo. So that's 9 grams of protein plus we got the broccoli, which I'm gonna say is 2 servings. It looks like, so that's like another 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 plus 2, 10, 18 plus miso is 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 52. I'm just making things up now. Okay, it looks like we got like 22 grams of protein in this bad bitch. All right. Again, I just want to reiterate that you can literally throw anything you want in here. I mean, you could even throw fruits in here if you like them, or if you want to throw some tempeh or seitan, anything in here. But already this, oh, I guess I should mention mixing. Sluts. Again, I just want to reiterate. Again, I just want to reiterate that anything in here, but already this, but all. Now you're just going to use whatever you want to mix it all up so that the broth hits everything and kind of gets it cooking. You're going to turn the fire off at this point, and then because this bowl is so huge, I don't know what else to put it in to eat. Honestly, I don't have bowls this big, so I just eat it straight out the pot. Now, this stuff is under 200 calories, depending on how you make it, but the one that I made is 175 calories with 22 grams of protein. Now, this takes me about 20 minutes to eat, and as you guys know, I have a big mouth. I can eat a lot of food, and I can eat it very quickly, and yet it still takes such a long time to eat, but I get to eat for so long for so little calories, so it's amazing. The only thing I will say is I would not suggest drinking all of the broth because you'll be getting tons of sodium in, but if you just take the broth in from eating regular bites, then you'll get a decent amount of sodium in, but it won't be absorbent. It won't be crazy. Oh, we are rounding up. I'm stoked. I am stoked. Thanks, girl. You the coolest mofo ever. Around. No one's ever gonna keep you around. Hey, how's the stream looking for you guys? Is it all good for y'all? Can you guys see it? Is it like streaming at a decent quality? You know, do you feel like you're part of the group right now, guys? Because I want you to feel included. Yeah, so I personally like to cut out all these silent spaces. It just makes the whole thing move faster, and it gives me more time at the end to speak and be like, check out my Instagram and make sure you Snapchat me this, and check out my Patreon. You know, buy the same socks I do at Walmart. My favorite color is blue. My favorite number is 9. I'm Russian, just self-proclaimed, not really self-proclaimed Russian. I have a brother, another brother, and a sister. I have 2 parents. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I need food is what's up. I want some sush magoosh, bro. I'm making this video about pho, but I don't care about no pho. That's probably really loud, sorry. I want sush magoosh. No. No, we're going to hang out, girl. We'll figure it out. Is that the makeup guy?
Yeah, dude, I love him so much. I want to buy all of his cosmetics. All of them.
Really? He tricked you?
Dude, I love him. I don't care what you say.
Do you like his stuff, or do you just like him so you want to pay like random money for random stuff?
Super fucking good and pigmented.
I'm a strong believer in not buying someone's stuff just because it's someone's stuff.
Babe, you know I wouldn't do that.
Like Kat Von D stuff, I wouldn't buy it. I would buy someone else's.
Her foundation's fucking amazing.
I bet you 90% of the stuff, though, she doesn't even care about.
Yes, she does. Don't talk badly. She's a vegan too.
I know, it's cool that Kat Von D is vegan.
She's the best.
Yeah, she's cool as fuck, actually. Just Star smokes weed? That's funny. Isn't he like multi-million subscribes?
Fuck yeah, dude. He don't give a fuck.
He don't give no Fs. That's cool. Baddest bitch. He's a girl. I had like a little mouth orgasm in this scene. I like actually legitimately was like, damn, that was really good. Started doing a bunch of weird faces with my face. Did a bunch of weird faces with my face. Doing it with my face. So there you have it, guys. My recipe to have high volume, low calorie pho, homemade pho, kind of. It's not really pho, but it's so freaking good. I want you guys to Snapchat me when you make this recipe. I need to see you guys making this because it makes my day. So follow me on Snapchat, Brian Turner. Make sure that you check out my website, beyondtheweek.com, for coaching. Make sure that you check out my Make sure that you check out my website, beyondtheweek.com, for nutritional coaching and diet plans, as well as my clothing and apparel. Also, check out the Patreon if you're interested in supporting the channel in other ways. Other than that, though, I appreciate you guys coming here, checking out this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Team Beyond the Week, CT. Dude, I literally think I could just fucking turn my channel into, I don't want to. I could turn my channel into just recipes. Like, the other one got like so many fucking views. I get tofu sent to me every single day. I have so much tofu snaps, which is sick. Naturally, we breathe when we speak, so if you are editing up, then editing out the breathing spots are a great way to speed up your audio. I can't wait for these streams to go live because I love when people watch this for education and then later are like, yo, you know, like oops. They're like, oh, I used that one tip that you used, or I disabled resample or something like that. I learned this or that. And I didn't have to do any extra effort to make this video. I just talked while I was editing, which is, I think, so sick. Gotta plug all my stuff in here. Because all these people are gonna view it, I might as well get them all the ads and stuff too. Tell them about my clothing. As well as my, so I think this like doubled up and recontinued the other stream, which is kind of weird, but that's tight. That's tight. I think it's actually working just fine. I think we're still going just fine. Yeah, it's cool. Lift heavier, die Myron, motherfucker. That's funny. Because I said CT. You filling in for CT today? Appreciate that. I'll let him know he can take the day off. BT Devs, me and CT are like real tight now. It's actually kind of mind blowing because I thought we were like decently friendly before, but we were just being courteous to each other. I didn't realize that CT had a lot more friendship in him than I thought. You know, because like when you interact with somebody who's like 2 to 3 times your age, you're never really sure how they like value you. You know, if they think you're just like, you know, a kid who's good at what they do, or if they like have respect for what you do and stuff, respect for you and your hustle too. But yeah, now I found out like CT's following me on Instagram. Like he comments every once in a while. Like if I put up something that he likes, he'll be like, "Yeah, kick fucking ass, Brian." Like straight up, just like a homie. Like if you didn't know he had 1 million followers on Instagram, you'd just be like, "Oh, cool, it's just some dude, one of Brian's friends." So that's really cool. I really appreciate that from him. CT. CT. I always do like a T. CT. All right, so now I have about, what do we got? We got 20 seconds of extra audio past the end of this video. Now, normally that would be a terrible thing if we had not shot extra B-roll, but because we shot that extra B-roll, I'm telling you, boys and girls, you gotta shoot your B-roll. Literally, if you're shooting anything in life, say you're shooting an expo, say you're shooting a trip or something, make sure that you shoot a bunch of extra stuff. Shoot the lights on the side of the road, shoot the car going down the freeway and the bumps going by you and stuff like that. Because that stuff is filler for later when you need extra clips, when you need extra content and stuff. I'm not playing with you, boys and girls. I'm trying to make your YouTube experience better. And I'm really trying to do it so that you don't just Casey Neistat it, because that is not actually good YouTubing. That's just a style. I mean, he's a good YouTuber, but his style is not good YouTubing. Good YouTubing is good quality. Production's on point. Quality's on point. That's a style, and I'm irritated that I've seen so much of the Casey Neistat style when people don't actually know what they're doing with it. Hey, Brian, what's going on? Josh T, how you doing, man? This is a 2-hour-long stream, man. This is gonna be a long video. It's gonna take a while to process. All right, yeah, it looks like we're coming up to the end of this. I'm gonna have to find a thumbnail that I think is appropriate. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a thumbnail I think is appropriate, which takes a little bit of time because honestly, that is the most important part of having a video, is literally your thumbnail. Second to your thumbnail is the title. People might argue with me back and forth on that, but I honestly think the thumbnail is even more important than your title. Of course, they work together in conjunction, though. If you have a shitty title, no one's going to give a fuck about your thumbnail. And vice versa, no one's going to care about your thumbnail if it's like, my movie 48.mp4. No, you know what I mean? But in conjunction, if you have good title and good thumbnail, your video could suck. And people will still watch it. Because people are high, and people are drunk. And people are lazy, and people are tired, and people are dehydrated. And so they don't actually care. After they've taken the initial action of clicking onto your video, they're like, I'm already here, you know, I just watch the whole thing. Even if they hate it, the whole time they're sitting there hating it. That's why you get hate comments, because those people watch the whole video because they're too lazy to click off. But then they didn't enjoy it at all. But they just were too lazy to hop up and out of there, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so now I'm going to make sure all the audio's level. This part's very important. I really need to make sure the audio is good. So if you're in Sony Vegas, you can see how the audio is looking right here. So like this is the output meter, and then at the top here, if it's red, that's how much you've peaked. So if you peak, you need to stop. Like that's too high. You cannot have your audio peak. It sounds terrible when your audio peaks. Right now it's at 0.8. So if I click that, it'll reset it. And as we listen, I can see how it peaks. So you see what just happened? I'm at the highest, I'm at 4.8. It preserves the highest peak. I'm at 4.8 decibels over. That means that I need to drop this down by 5 decibels. That way everything is within its range. I'm going to turn this music down a little bit. I wish you guys could hear the editing portion of this, but it's hard for me to put the microphone and the computer source on this. But I want to make sure that you can hear my voice over the music. There we go. Yeah, this is actually a pretty juicy video. I think this is going to sound really good. So sometimes you also encounter peaks like this. Like it's a 1 peak. So yeah, it's usually a P or a B. Those pop filter type sounds. Those usually peak the audio because you're peak. You're talking. You're letting out more air. So the decibels are louder. So sometimes I'll isolate that peak. That way I can turn everything else out a little bit louder around it. Stupid joke.
Freaking delicious homemade pho-ish kind of noodle soup that's under 200 calories. This recipe is gonna blow your sphincter right out of your butt.
I'm on it with this one, huh, babe? This one's gonna slow blow your sphincter. I should have said ass. I was trying to keep it PG.
200 calories. This recipe is gonna blow your sphincter right out of your butt. This is one of the most amazing.
Right out of your ass.
So what you're gonna need is gonna be a little chili paste,
And that's within the first 20 seconds too, so you know that's gonna be the comment that everyone leaves. Even if they don't make it far, they're gonna be like, "Oh, have to comment about that butt comment thing." Mung Ming. Very good. This stream was interesting. Not only did we go through the actual process of editing, but we also went into like some philosophical thoughts. We went into like some, ethical thoughts in terms of like, is it racist to use accents? Is it not racist? Is it literally just replicating sounds of a language? You know? So I thought it was kind of interesting. We got philosophical. We got philosophical up in here. What's up, Zenon? How you doing, baby? Are you gonna go to a FitCon, man? You gonna be in Texas? Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing, fishing lover? How you doing? Oh man, laggy on the mobile. It's laggy everywhere. Don't worry. When this is available for replay, it'll actually be a lot less laggy. You guys will be able to watch this all through back in 720 HD. So don't worry. Yeah. So if you want to just tune out right now, you can tune back in when this is up, maybe in a few hours from now when it's processed.
2 servings of 10 calories. Look at that. They're made from soybeans and sweet potato flour. They are literally the sexiest noodle that you can get. They have low calories but high volume. Great for dieting. Okay, let's start doing this. So first we're going to need some water that is going to be the base. We're going to make the broth right now. So we're going to need 5 cups of water. Of course, you can do this with less or more water if you're making it for yourself. You want it bigger or smaller.
So you will see that I am peaking a little bit because as long as I'm under 1 decibel of peak, I generally keep it because I like the lower audio levels to be a little louder, and I can kind of accept a little peaking here and there to let those levels be a little louder. Trying to talk over yourself is very difficult. You get confused. Oh man. Not this year, man. Gonna be at the Alpha Elite HQ in the summer, bro. That's tight, man. I will not be there, unfortunately, in the summer. Yeah, I'll just be down there for the FitCon happening in like 20 days from now, 15 days from now. Yeah, I wasn't gonna go originally, but then Chelsea was like, "Hey, would you mind going to the Texas FitCon if I bought you a ticket for the hotel and plane, work in the RTB booth with me?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then not only that, she also bought John and LP a ticket, which I thought was just so freaking cool of her. Not to mention that JD purchased his own ticket, so JD will also be there. Lots of cool stuff. I guess I probably shouldn't be like bragging about all this since you said you're not gonna be there. It's kind of a dick move. I just thought it was kind of cool of her though. Chelsea's a straight up boss, son. She's a boss lady. She's a little G. Just checking my audio pace. I want it to be paced well. When you say comedic stuff, if the timing is wrong when you're trying to be funny, then it's not funny. It's actually super awkward. So yeah, timing is everything.
It tastes like the way that it feels when you wake up in the morning and let off a beautiful, steaming, gorgeous dump. Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
You make me so proud. Thanks, babe. Okay, so we're going to louden this up a little bit. I want the part to be a lot louder. Like, I really want it to not be awkward when I make this joke. So I got to make the reaction punch a lot better. Did you go to school for video production? You're good at stuff and know what you're talking about. Thank you, Beth. I did not go to video production school. I was going to originally, and then I decided to go for fitness to college, and then I decided to drop out of college. But everything I've learned is self-taught, and I honestly think self-teaching yourself is a lot more valuable of a tool to do than to learn a structured education system, because if you learn how to make videos from someone else, you're going to always make your videos the right way. So you're always going to be confined by the constraints of doing things correctly. But if you do them your own way and you never know what's correct looking or what is proper, then you'll never think, oh, we can't do that because that doesn't fit. You'll just think, oh, I want to do this, so I'm just going to do it. And then the first time it's going to suck. Second time it's going to be a little better. Third time you're going to do it great. And then the last time you're going to be like, now I know how to do this thing. People might be like, yeah, that's called a Dutch angle. And you're going to be like, oh, that's called a Dutch angle? I didn't know that was something that was already established. I just made that up, which I think is a powerful tool. It's a very self-created road.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me. So then after you put 3 to 4 tablespoons of meat.
All right, so that was good. Sounds good to me. We got a peak over here that's screwing up our audio levels right now, so I'm going to cut it away, normalize the rest of this.
Sounds about right to me. So then after you put 3 to 4 tablespoons of miso, you're going to put a little tiny bit of vegetable broth just to add a little tiny bit more flavor. So this is just about a tablespoon, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. Depends on how much you like your vegetable broth. Then you're going to add the chili paste if you do like things spicy. If you don't like things spicy, maybe you want to replace this with like some teriyaki sauce or some molasses, anything else. If you want it to be more sweet or something like that. Then if you do really, really like your spices, then you're going to add your hot sauce, which personally I'm using Tabasco Chipotle, but you can use Sriracha or whatever.
Trying to improve the timing here, to be honest again. So I want the talk to be real quick. Yeah, after I make that joke. Yeah. So I just created some more extra silence between these cuts right here. Just made more silence. But you can't even tell. Honestly, it's milliseconds. And I know it sounds like nitpicky as fuck. Like, why are you nitpicking milliseconds? But I honestly really believe that the extra effort you'll put into fixing things at a millisecond level or a thumbnail level or whatever will pay off because they're there forever, so you might as well make them good. Are you still with Machine? I am still with Machine. I actually just emailed them today. I just don't push them very hard because I have my own clothing company. And there's really not like a huge incentive for me to push them more than my stuff. Like, it's not like they're flying me out to Body Power or giving me some like outrageous commission. So I'd rather just push my own stuff, build my own brand and stuff like that. But I'm still supported like by them. I wear like their joggers and stuff like that, which I don't make. So certain apparel items I think is cool that they have. But yeah, like my shirts I think are cooler than their shirts. Feel me? You know what I mean? Like their joggers are cooler than my joggers, which don't exist. But yeah, like I think my tanks are better. I think my designs are better. It's just straight up how it is. Also, I feel like my designs are one of the cooler ones in the industry, just simply because we have designs. A lot of people just put their name straight up on the shirt. Like for example, Machine, I love them again, but a lot of their stuff is literally just their logo in the little like right hand corner of the shirt, or a big one over the front of it, or just says Machine Fitness. I think it's cool when you have designs, but you know, everything's different. Everyone has a different style and stuff, so everything works for everyone differently. If you make joggers, I'll buy the fuck out of them. You know, I got to get to a China level before I do joggers. It's literally the only place that you can actually produce those, which I have a little bit of an ethical concern about because it just hurts me a little bit to outsource to China. But you know, if I do make joggers and when I do make joggers, they will be amazing because I wear joggers every day. So I will make sure that I like them the most out of all my joggers because I want to wear them the most. I would never want to produce a product that, like, you know, I get joggers in and I'm like, yeah, we just released BTW brought joggers, but I'm personally actually buying or wearing the Machine ones every day because I think they're more comfortable. That would be terrible. I want to be like, oh yeah, I wear the Beyond the Week ones even, you know, when they're dirty sometimes because they're so damn comfy. That's how I want them. So, you know, they'll be good when they come out, but it'll be a while. Yes, there's a lot that goes in the audio. I definitely want to master everything with the audio, so I always go through and master everything individually. I don't want the less loud parts to be dwarfed by the louder parts, so I go through and individually raise the lower parts, leave the louder parts the same. Can't wait for the Olympia. Dude, me too. I love the Olympia. It's amazing. It's so much fun. It's in Vegas and stuff. Like, I'm not big on Vegas stuff, but I think the venue is really cool. And then also just walking around a little bit with your friends afterwards, it's cool. I don't do the whole, like, going to the club afterwards. Like, someone invited us to this ice club last time. It's like this underground club that's literally everything, the walls and tables and chairs and everything are made out of ice. Yeah, they give you, like, fur jackets. Yeah, your nipples get super hard. It's kind of cool or whatever. But that's not how I play. I'm not big into drinking, to be honest. And that's cool if you are, but not for me. It's only semi-cool if you are, though. Just kidding. It's not really that cool. Okay, so we're peaking a little bit. See, that just went to 1.8. I want to bring that down and not peak. So actually just going to bring that exactly 1.8 down to make it perfect. If you want to be very careful, you can you can go through every single layer, every level of your audio and fix everything, but we ain't going to be that specific right now. Okay, now I think we're getting a little loud, so I'm going to drop it to another layer with 1 decibel of increase instead of 2. Yeah, I'm sorry for not explaining a lot of this. I'm at 2 hours into this edit, so I've now forgotten about all the educational stuff, and I'm just doing it. Too young to go clubbing. Well, you're not missing out on a single thing, Zenon, so don't worry, man. Don't worry at all. This is so juicy right now.
broccoli, florets. That's pretty much my vegetable palette. Florets. That's pretty much my vegetable palette, but you can use anything you want. Now this is so juicy right here. This is the technique. This is the strategy for cutting up tofu for soups. You cut down the middle like that to half the thickness of the tofu.
I just made it sound like I had like the most amazing thing to tell you. I'm like, this is the tofu secret.
You cut down the middle like that to half the thickness of the tofu.
Even though you could like totally, you can make the tofu like 1,000 different ways and it'd all be fine for the soup. Be like perfectly fine.
See that? We've got like thickness and we've got the length. But now we're gonna cut it horizontally, and because we made those
Okay, so we're normalizing the audio a little higher here because I can get a little bit more out of it.
cut down the middle.
See, we're peaking a little tiny bit. 0.3 is fine. 0.3 is fine for peaking, but we'll see if it peaks anymore. It looks like this is going to be the next peak right here. So we'll probably take this out and drop it by a decibel.
But now we're gonna cut it horizontally, and because we made those two cuts first, ba-bam.
Perfect, yeah. So we stayed at what, 0.3 negative, and then now we have 0.8 negative. I'll check back later to see what you said. Thanks for answering. No problem, Beth. BT Dubs, if you're still in here, Beth, thank you for being a supporter for years and years now. I truly appreciate that. That's really dope of you. Certain people have been around for like an archaically long time, and that's really, really cool of you.
Two cuts first, ba-bam.
Wow.
Made little tofu cubes. If you've ever been to a
Tofu cubes.
then you will know indeed that they use these tofu cubes in everything, especially the miso soup, and they are perfect size for soup. These tofu cubes in everything, especially the miso soup, and they are perfect size for soup and spoons. So now by this point, you should have your bodacious broth bubbling up. It is completely ready to throw all the ingredients in. And now because it's so hot, it's going to slightly cook these vegetables, but not actually make them mushy. So they're gonna have a lot of hard structure to them. I mean, you can pan anything in here. Now you're just gonna use whatever you want to mix it all up so that the broth hits everything.
Bless you.
If you don't sneeze and make a noise afterwards,
Are you really sweet?
yeah, are you really sneezing? Good job, babe.
Crazy. So there you have it, guys. My recipe to
Been watching you since forever. Dude, Zenon, I know, man. You've been around for a really, really long ass time too, man. I appreciate the hell out of that, man. It feels like it feels like a lot of people have been watching me since I was like a child, and now I've graduated and I'm doing something with a career or something like that. That's how I feel. It feels like people have been with me since middle school, and now I'm doing things that are like big boy stuff or something. It's really cool. I want to raise this stuff. All the stuff that is relevant to my social media and stuff, I do not want it to be quieter
nutritional coaching and diet plans as well.
than the rest of the video. I got like less excited. Not like less excited, but I had like less, yeah, oomph to my voice here. So I had to
Make sure that you check out my website.
have to increase it there a little bit.
Nutritional coaching and diet plans as well as my clothing and apparel. Also check out the Patreon if you're interested in supporting the channel in other ways. Other than that, though, I appreciate you guys coming here, checking out this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Team Beyond the Week.
CT.
Thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments.
And then we want to louden this up.
Team Beyond the Week. Subscribed already? Team Beyond the Week. CT.
Okay. And now we do the final polishing touches. So yeah, you thought that was over because we got the CT part. We got about maybe 20 minutes left, and then we'll be done. I'm really excited to be done, honestly, because my back's starting to hurt from sitting in this position.
Make sure that you check out my website, beyondtheweek.com, for nutrition.
Okay, so whenever you mention something like what I just did, check out my website or whatever, don't just leave it in there with your audio. A lot of people are watching you who are deaf. I know you think that's crazy. People are watching you on YouTube that are deaf because YouTube has the ability to create automatic captions. So those people will click the automatic captions button, and then YouTube will automatically source your audio and turn it into text so they can listen and watch as well. But also, there's people who are hard of hearing. There's people who are passively listening and watching your video. They aren't necessarily like writing things down as you're saying them. So if you put it on the screen, you double up with the sensory. You're getting audio into their head, and you're also getting their visual. You're getting their occipital. You're getting their eyes into it. You know what I'm saying? And because their eyes are now seeing it too, it's two different sources of sense. It's more likely that they will check it out.
Coaching and diet plans as well as my
Also, when you put it on screen, it takes away all the like what's going on? Like what did he say? What was that he said? I didn't catch that. Oh shoot, I missed it. It takes away all of that. You don't want people to be confused about how to get to your social media links. Like for example, when my YouTube channel was called Humorous Fitness, nobody had any clue how to spell humorous fitness. That was super annoying. I hated that.
That's so funny.
It was like literally one of the most annoying things I ever had to deal with in my life. I was just like, oh yeah, I was not stoked about that. So then I had to change it. It feels like recently, but it actually is not that recent. But anyways, if I would have had like, if I was on someone else's channel and then I said Humorous Fitness and then they put the words Humorous Fitness up, then it would eliminate a lot of guesswork for people. So yeah, anytime you can eliminate guesswork, do it, bros. Do it. So you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm on the other screen right now. I have two screens. I don't know if that impresses you, but hopefully it does, because that's what I'm about here on YouTube. I'm trying to impress people. Totally kidding. I totally don't care about impressing people. I'm just kind of taking a stab at some of the other YouTubers. Stab them in their face. Stab them in their butts. Stab them in their buttholes. No, on the other screen, what I'm doing right now is I'm finding the Patreon logo. I think this also attributes to like people interacting with your call to action. Like I'm asking people to subscribe or go check out this website. But now that I have the logo there next to the words, I feel like people see the logo and it just feels classier. Like it just feels complete. Like what I just said is also being seen, and they're seeing the logo, the site that they're about to go to. They see the logo again after and be like, wow, okay, I just saw that on his channel. It's really official. So I just cropped. Okay, that was a really big image. This is a cool tip. That was a really big image. So I cropped it as best as I can, but I can't crop any bigger. This is as big as a crop goes, right? So I crop it as small as I can, and then to increase the crop even more, instead of like resizing it in another program, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the channel, or you can do this on the actual clip. You could totally do this on the clip too, but I like to do it with the channel. I go to track motion, and then this is called a pan or a motion track. This is a little complicated stuff, but we're not going to get into the actual uses of this. You can now make it even smaller by going the opposite direction of the crop, and then the logo will get increasingly smaller. So now we've made the Patreon logo smaller like this. And so essentially it's kind of like a double crop. It just gives you some leeway when it comes to like making things smaller. I'm also going to crop this text because now it's too big for the screen. Okay, so we've got Patreon there. I mean, all this stuff takes a little bit extra effort, but believe me, it's so worth it. Because watch this. What about this? What? Listen to this, friends. What if this video... Where did I say Snapchat? What if this video goes to like 150,000 views? Aren't you going to be so much happier if you have your Instagram link in there? You know what I mean? I forgot to actually put my Instagram link in here. I kind of just yelled random things out, which is totally fine. It doesn't actually matter. As long as I get a couple of them in there, I'm happy. But I've been really trying to grow the Instagram lately because I feel like I should have a bigger Instagram. Like when people go and see my Instagram, I feel like they're like, okay, this guy gets like this many views. He should be getting a couple thousand likes. So I just want that I want to match. You know what I'm saying? So this is the user handle. And I'm going on the downloads folder over here that you guys can't see. And I'm pulling up my Snapchat logo. I've downloaded... downloaded these logos before, but for some reason I can't actually find them. So I guess we're just going to download it again. I think I've put them in another folder. I think what I did is I put them in like a social media folder. And I just honestly don't really remember where I put that. But it can be very helpful to have a social media folder. If you for example, always put your Snapchat logo up in videos, it might be useful for you to save all those logos into a folder. That way you can immediately put them up. And if you even want to go a step further, you could even go into Photoshop and a 1920 by 1080 canvas and create the logo and your name. That way you can just drop both of them immediately into a video without any effort at all. That way it's like almost instantaneous for you to mention your Snapchat. You know what I mean? And when it becomes that, then you will do it all the time. and you won't even think about it, and you'll always be shouting at your Snapchat or your Instagram, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? 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 For some reason right now I'm having a little tiny bit of trouble finding the Snapchat logo, which seems so counterintuitive to me right now because it's a very popular application. Holy mother effing mother. Sorry, that image was quite large. Whoa, hey, taking over my screens, boy. Get off my screen. I'll kill you, boy. Kill you in your face. In your face. All right, so now we got Snapchat over here. Again, we're going to do this crop and likely... Oh, this is something. When you drop a picture in, when you drop an image into your video project, the image is a different size, a dimension than the video. The video is 1920 by 1080 pixels, right? Or lines. The image that I'm about to drop in is 480 by 480, so it's smaller than the project, so it doesn't fit right. Now, if I just move it around, you see it's getting clipped, right? Because it's trying to operate on a different size than the output is, right? So if we right-click on here and then we click Match Output Aspect, it'll now make this image fit into a 1920 by 1080 canvas, which makes it much bigger. It crops it in, and then we can crop it back down, but now we can move it all across the screen, and it won't get messed up or anything like that. That's what I want. There we go. Okay. Okay, so then we got this. I'm just going to perfect it a little bit. I like perfection. Sue me. And bring that back over. You can see my computer's having a little bit hard time with the RAM here. That's why it's going so slow. It's because there's a lot of us doing stuff in here, huh? Is it Brian Turner? Yeah, it is. I'm so glad I said that out loud because I was about to put the wrong name. I really should have simplified everything and made it all one name, but I've been around for a very long time, and when I first started, I didn't have quite the sentient understanding of what I wanted to do with this channel and my social media. Otherwise, I would have made all the handles Brian Turner, Instagram, Snapchat, Periscope, Patreon, everything. Follow Brian Turner. But instead, it's Thick Salt Tight, Humorous Fitness, Beyond the Week, Brian Turner Extras, Humorous Progress. CT. I left CT out of the last recipe. Everyone got real up in arms.
They did. They were so upset.
They get mad, don't they?
They were legit. I was like, dang, fighting words right now.
And I actually never purposely leave CT out. You know, I tell you guys about those comment bait things, and comment bait's really important. But I never purposely leave CT out just because it's part of like my identity, you know, almost on YouTube. It's like Brian's YouTube channel is ended every time with CT. It's like CT is part of the channel. Just like Matt Ogus used to have Frank Yang at the end of his. He goes like, what did he say? Like, yeah, motherfucker. Ha! He like did a heavy lift. It's just cool. It's a calling card. It's your signature. So when I do leave CT out, it's completely by accident. But I never feel bad about it. Like if I upload the video to YouTube, then I notice that it's gone and I could totally fix it. I'll be like, whatever. I'll just leave CT out because I know that people are going to comment and be like, where's CT? CT ditched you. Oh, it must be CT's day off. Oh, did you fire CT? All the comments come in, which is sick because those comments raise the ranking of the video. So it actually helps me to not have CT in my video strategically. But then at the same time, I like them in there. It's just cool. So just another little tip. There's probably like 50 tips in this YouTube stream right now. It's just if you're willing to watch 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's that long-ass stream. Thanks, babe. Okay, so now what I want to do is... Okay, so you know how I told you guys about stabilizing your videos? And I said make a subclip? Well, I've made lots of little tiny... I've taken a lot of little clips from this video, right? But I want them all to be stabilized. So now I'm actually going to stabilize all timeline references. I'm going to stabilize the entire video, including all clips that were used. But because I don't know exactly what clips are going to be stabilized, some of them might crop too close. So this time I'm going to lower the stabilization to a lot less. That way we can it can stabilize them all, but not destroy them. Oh man, I just started a stabilization process without saving my project. So when your computer is stabilizing, it's using a ton of RAM, a ton of processing power, which it usually doesn't. So that means that things you're doing are more likely to crash things that you're doing. So like, for example, when you're stabilizing or rendering in a video, you don't want to open up 5 other programs and start this billion other projects and start an audio project over here and start editing on Photoshop. Because once your RAM caps out, one of your projects is going to just, it's going to stop working. It's going to freeze. And then you're going to be like, oh, shoot. You know what I mean? So I'm going to be very careful not to freeze that other program, because once Sony Vegas Pro 10 freezes, it freezes until it's done. And we're already using a lot of RAM power because we're streaming. We're using a streaming program for you guys, and then I'm also editing. So being very careful. But also at the same time, I am a little bit of a rebel. So we are going to also utilize our time here and not waste any of it. And I'm going to take and make a thumbnail from this. If I could just find the damn clip. Okay, so we found the shiitake noodles. That is the scene with the endage. Okay. So now I can kind of pander around here and then find the shot I have of the finished noodles. So now, like I said, man, the thumbnail is very important. So this is actually the most nerve-wracking and hardest part of the video, especially since you've already spent all this time editing. Now you're kind of tired, right? You're like, all right, I'm ready for this to be over. You know what I mean? I've worked really hard on this video. It's going to be dope. I just want to save it, upload it, get the hell off of the computer and go to live my life. But don't waste all that effort and just sucker punch a thumbnail through there, because it's literally going to change the amount of people that go and view that freaking video you just spent all that time on. So I'll take a while to find my thumbnail. And to be honest, I could explain to you what's a good thumbnail, what's not a good thumbnail, but every situation is dynamic and different. And also everyone has their own style. Some people will always put their bodies on their stuff. Like they'll take pictures in front of a green screen so that they can be on screen no matter what. I think that's a great strategy. But then there's also other styles. You know, some people like to do just the food. I obviously took a ton of B-roll here just because I knew I was going to need a thumbnail. This is all thumbnail B-roll, essentially. So right now I'm struggling between whether I want to take a thumbnail that's close-up, cropped like this, where the noodles are literally the entire scene, or if I want to show you that's like within a bowl. So, yeah, honestly, dude, this is the part that I hate the most. Sometimes I, if I'm smart, you know, I'll take a thumbnail picture. Like if it's like me and a person, I'll take a picture of us flexing out or something like that, and then on my phone, and then I'll know that is for the thumbnail. I'll shoot it widescreen. But when it comes to food, it's really hard, man, because it's not like there's like the tricep of the food. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, right, I should flex my abs harder. Like I should get a better angle for the shot of the muscles. No, you know what I mean? Like it's all so unique. It's just food. So you kind of have every single time there's a like, you know, one time this angle works really well for food, but then for this other type of food, it doesn't work quite so well. So definitely lots of trial and error. You see me just clipping around right now. I honestly don't even have the start of knowing what I'm going to make this thumbnail. For real. It's got to be perfect, girl. It's got to be. I think this one's kind of nice. I like the chopsticks, you know? Yeah, right? Like all defocused. Maybe a little more cropping here. For those of you who are interested, I oftentimes look at pictures and thumbnails with foreground. So you see the chopsticks of the foreground, it's blurred out, and then this is the main ground. It's all in focus. I think foreground adds depth to a photo that looks beautiful. Sometimes I put words on the screen in my thumbnails, and sometimes I don't. I've been recently using a lot of thumbnails without words on the screen, simply because I've been having a lot of juicy, like food porn style shots where I don't even think there's like a need. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like there's even a necessary use for what you doing right now? For words to explain it. Because like, for example, when you see the title of this, it's going to be like how to make 200 calorie pho or something like that, right? You're going to deduct that this is about soup, and then you're going to look over and see the clip of the thumbnail, and you're going to be like, yes, this is indeed about soup. But if it was like, if it was like a, upper chest, my favorite upper chest workout, you can't demonstrate an upper chest workout with a thumbnail. People are going to see you lifting or something. They'll just be like, oh, that's a buff guy. They aren't going to be like, oh, this video is for sure about upper chest movements. So then on that video, I would definitely put the words upper chest workout. That way people you don't have to take any extra cuff pain, any extra figure out what the fuck it's about. Yeah, I think we're just going to crop it in all the way here. I feel like there could be a better thumbnail than this, though. That feel good? Was it satisfying back there? I felt it in my bones. Where you feel a yawn in your bones? I didn't feel it in my bones. Did it give you a boner? You like it? I was gonna say, nope. Shooting soup, I think, is one of the hardest things ever, because it's all one thing. Like, it's all the same stuff. There's no like for example, when you shoot tofu, the best part of the tofu is going to be like that caramelized one square piece that's perfect. But soup, it's all the same, just with a bunch of different little pieces and chunks in it. So it's very difficult. I don't know. Damn, you should do that, girl. Man, I'm really having a rough time finding the thumbnail for this. Also, if I had like a clear bowl, that would have been awesome. Clear bowls are great for food. But I'm a freaking brohemian, so I eat my stuff out of the pot. So it's like, I can really only do shots of the food. I can't do like a full shot of the portrait of it. Cables? C-A-B-L-E-S, babe. Huh. Huh, girl. Ooh, where'd that shot go? Oh, I think this might be the winner shot. Yeah, I think I like that shot. Oh, yes. This does look like it. Made it, and that pho looking good. Hey, Big J, how you doing, my man? Thank you. I am almost done with the video. I'm actually, at this moment, because you just jumped in, you probably don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm making the thumbnail, or at least I'm trying to find the thumbnail. Having a really hard time deciding what looks better. You're in here right now. I don't know if any of the other 4 people that are in here are active, or 6 people or whatever that are watching. But if you guys are active, I have a question for you. Which thumbnail do you think is better? So I'll show you them both right now. Okay, so here's the option 1. That's option 1. Do you think that looks better? Or option 2 is this one? This is option 2. That's option 2. This is option 1. I think we're going to go with option 1 because there's more color to it. Not bad? Okay, so now I'm going to improve the quality of this this image by... Oh, man, I started rendering the... Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Did that crop in hella hard? Okay. Okay, so now when it comes to food, you always want to add a little bit of contrast, add darkness. You want to add a little bit of lightness. This looks terrible on a human body. Like the face of anybody looks terrible when you drop the contrast down and increase the brightness, because it'll bring out all their red colors in their face. So like if they have any acne or discoloration, if they have any shadows on their face, anything like that, it'll really make them vibrant. But because we're working with food, we can really crank all the settings up. Also, food looks great sharpened, not structured. If you're familiar with Instagram, that's structuring, and that looks terrible on food. It looks really gross. It looks like amateur hour camera at work. But sharpening is absolutely wonderful for thumbnails. It makes it look so good. You'll see the broccoli right here. Like, look, this is without sharpening. See, it's like fuzzy here. A lot of this is out of focus a bit because it's in motion. You add that sharpen filter, and just adding the sharpening filter makes it look so much better. But then you add a lot of sharpness, and then you want to stop before it gets to max. It's probably 80%. You get the broccoli looking really good. You get all the noodles and lines looking a lot more sharp. It's just nice in general. And then, yeah, I want there to be a lot of color. I want people to see the color and be attracted to the food before they click the video. I actually think this thumbnail looks pretty decent, so we'll probably just stick with this one. So when you save thumbnails in Sony Vegas Pro, you want to save them at good half. A literal screen snap of this preview screen. It's not actually saving it from the project of 1920 by 1080. You're saving it at a much smaller spot. So this is actually 960 by 540 is what this preview is. And that's the maximum size you can make a YouTube thumbnail. I feel like I know everything about YouTube. Jeez. Freaking. Where did I learn that 960 by 540 is the pixel size of a thumbnail requirement for YouTube? By knowing that, though, it's definitely helpful because you're going to waste so much less time.
Below and subscribe if not subscribed already. Team Beyond the Week, CT.
All right, so I stabilized earlier. If you guys remember that, it was a little bit ago. Stabilized everything earlier. So I'm checking right now for that whole scene to make sure that I didn't over-stabilize anything, because even though I use low settings, sometimes you can over-stabilize and we'll just be way too close to the camera. Seriously, it'll be massively confusing because you'll be cropped into the screen. And you'll be like, I can't tell what the fuck's going on. But it looks like it did crop us in a lot, but it looks like everything's still in the frame. Yeah, so I don't think we have any trouble here. Let me just go through the rest of this real quick. The worst thing ever is when you're like super stoked, you kind of checked through everything, and then you render your video, and it has so many cuts. Like, you just saw how many cuts went into this. And then it finally renders through, and then it didn't, something was wrong. Something you did was wrong. It's too cropped in on one spot, or you left some audio out or something. And then you got to fix everything. That's the worst. Okay, so now we're doing color corrections. Yes, there's so much that goes into this. It does not stop, does it? With color corrections, I really think it's important when you're shooting humans to have a brighter color palette. So we always use color curves and color corrector. That's just the default. We usually only use color curves, but I just click them both just in case I need the color corrector as well. And then for humans, I think it looks really great. Look at my face. This is standard. This is raw. And then this is with extra lighting. You can go all the way up to like, makeup girl style stuff, and you can literally like blow your face. Like, look, there you go. That's perfect for makeup girls. They're like, look how clear my skin is. Honestly, that's what it's annoying. Like, literally, you go to an Instagram girl who does makeup, this is what her channel looks like. And I'm not even kidding you. It's that bright right there. And the reason they do it is so that they can hide all of their acne and bumps and stuff, which I think is, it makes sense. They're makeup-y or whatever, so people want to see that their makeup's on point. But at the same time, I feel like you should not make kids feel terrible about themselves. Because then people are going to meet you in real life and they're going to be like, you don't look anything. You look like you blasted your butthole out of your sphincter. This is a good thumbnail right here, I tell you what. I should make that the thumbnail. It's funny as hell. Okay, so sorry, this is such a long video, guys. If you're still in here. If you're finishing up with the video project, before you save it, make sure you disable resample. Resample is this terrible thing that I don't know why anybody made it up. Basically, it tries to thread different frames of a video together. So it tries to smoothen the motion between frames to make it look more smooth. But what it does is create a ghost trail between each part of the movement. So you'll see like a lot of this is fuzzy. See like this right here around my hands, it's very fuzzy. My face is crappy and fuzzy. All this looks like shit. Right? I just think resampling looks so fucking bad. Excuse my language. It irritates me that Sony Vegas makes it a default. Because kids will get into video editing and not realize why their video sucks after putting 6 hours into it. So you're going to highlight everything that's a video, not audio, because if you do, then you won't be able to do this option. Go up to edit after you've done that. This is going to be the fastest way to do it. go to switches, and then you're going to go from smart resample, which is where it default always is, and you're going to go over and click disable resample. Now watch the image change. You see how it just got a little bit more clear? You see that? That, if you know what resampling looks like, once you get used to what resampling looks like, you will now notice that in every single person's video. I should have given you a little bit more examples too, but I'm trying to keep this cranking and moving. But you'll see like people put out these videos and you'll be like, why are there so many trails everywhere? It looks like everything's ghosted. You know, everything that person is doing, every time they move their hand and stuff, like it's massively ghosted. That's resampling. So they just didn't know, or they forgot to turn off resampling, and that's why it looks like that. So I just did a general color correction on all the rest of the stuff because it's all food. There's only one shot of me with my face. Generally, everything's shot in the same light here, except we have like some kind of whiter light from the outside as well as some orange light from the incandescence lights that we use in our kitchen, excuse me. But generally, all food does really well with increase in saturation and a slight S-curve with the color curves, meaning that you raise the brightness and just slightly drop the contrast or the darkness, which is like this. So like just a little bit. And we actually have pretty full colors already, so I don't really want to increase the saturation too much. Definitely not by 10%, maybe by like 0.2%, or sorry, 2% period.
Broccoli florets. That's pretty much the thickness of the tofu. Then you're gonna cut down like this, but actually high fiber and high protein.
All right. I could totally nitpick this video much harder, but to be honest, I think it's perfectly fine the way it is. But like, for example, I would crop into certain things. Like while I'm doing this tofu part, I would crop in like this so that you can see the tofu more directly. It brings the focal point of the video up a little bit to make it a little bit more obvious.
This is so juicy right now.
But I've already clipped everything so many times at this point that I can't crop every single one of these clips because now they're all different crops. So you see this one's real cropped in. Watch the next one. Hit this right here. It goes to the other crop I did, and then we'll go back to the full default. Just like that. See? So I don't really want to fix every single one of the crops, which is totally fine. So we're just going to leave it the way it is. Also, I have like a slight rash feel on my lips because I'm so close to this microphone for so many hours, actually, believe it or not, that the microphone is rubbed against my lip. And it's a little bit sensitive. It's not that big. I'm just kind of like, it's just a cute observation I just thought was kind of interesting. With these professional mics, you don't stand away from them like some people do. You actually get very close to them. You're literally, I mean, if you're comfortable with it, you touch your mouth to the microphone. So I mean, like, you use a microphone after somebody, you're literally going to be touching the same mouth as they did. But it makes the quality so much more depthful. If you're hearing the depth of the bass of my voice, that's because of that.
Hey yo, man, I'm about to teach all y'all how to make some low-calorie, super delicious soup.
I'm thinking maybe I should lower the pitch of my voice. Pitch. Holy crap, it's already 9 o'clock, folks. Moves fast on you. Semitones go down by 10. Let's see. That's way low with a frig. I want to preserve duration.
Hey yo, man, I'm about to teach all y'all how to make low-calorie, super delicious soup. Is what it would sound like if I was in a West Side Connection album. But today, my friends,
Probably don't want to go that low.
yo, man, I'm about to teach all y'all how to make some low-calorie, super delicious soup. Is what it would sound like.
All right. I still think that's even a little bit much. Do you like that, girl?
Hey yo, man, I'm about to teach all y'all.
All right, this is my standard voice.
Hey yo, man, I'm about to.
See if I can go like 15 pitches low.
Hey yo, man, I'm about.
It's hard to
Hey yo, man.
it's hard to find the right pitch. And we'll go just -1. Sounds good to me.
Teach all y'all how to make some low-calorie, super delicious soup. Is what it would sound like if I was in a West Side Connection album. But today, my friends, I'm going to show you guys how to make a freaking delicious homemade
I'm so ready for the comments to come in on this one.
West Side Connection album. But today
Yeah, they're going to be all over that.
is what it would sound like if I was in a West Side.
Okay. Last thing I want to do is just put a title frame to this intro sequence. Then we are good. We made the thumbnail. Just need to write the description up. I'll show you guys how I do that real quick. We're going to make this homemade pho. And then we'll make this big letters. So I like to use the little pro tip here and a little secret into my world that you guys are getting like kind of free access to, because I definitely don't tell anybody this in YouTube land in real life. Bebes Neue is the best free, royalty-free, copyright-free font that you can use. Bebes Neue, right there. Screen cap it because I'm moving on. But it literally is like the most just professional block letter, very easy to read, standard font that you can have. So let's see. Mine was 175 calories, 22 grams of protein, I think. I'm honestly too far into this to give a damn about going and fact checking on that real quick. I think I said it like towards the end of the video or something. Yeah, there we go. Just fade this in, and we also want to fade it out. See how this looks now.
Hey, yo, man, I'm about to teach all y'all how to make some low-calorie, super delicious soup. Is what it would sound like if I was in a West Side Connecticut. But today, my friends, I'm going to show you guys how to make a freaking delicious homemade pho-ish kind of noodle soup that's under 200 calories. This recipe is going to blow your sphincter right out of you. Teach all y'all how to make some low-calorie.
Oh my gosh. We are wrecking it. Wrecking the rectum. A wrecking it. Rectation.
Spices, then you're going to add your...
I'm just checking my audio levels now to make sure I'm not, because I just left an audio level on a 5 decibel increase, and it was peaking really hard. So that was an accident. If I would have saved it like that, I would have uploaded it without noticing it, and then people would have been like, "Oh, cool! At 30 seconds, my ears blew out of my head." That was nice of you. So definitely fact check your videos so you don't mess anyone up. Let's see. WooFit's texting me a lot. I might not text you all the time, but I just want you to know that I'm very thankful to have a friend like you. You're real. You're determined, and I just think the world of you, boy. I just wanted to text you and say hi, right quick. I hope you're having an amazing day. With a emojis that you can imagine fit well. That's cool of him. That was really cool of him. WooFit's a very nice guy. So what he just did to me is a strategy, actually. So it's awesome, and don't take that the wrong way, what I just said there. But it's actually a strategy. Being in contact with other YouTubers is super valuable, but the only way for you to be in contact with other YouTubers is either by texting or by commenting. Once you get a past a commenting only level, you're actually personal friends with them, then you go on to by texting, right? I'm a terrible texter. I don't really care to text people just like how he just did. That doesn't actually serve a purpose. He didn't have a question to ask me or anything. He didn't have anything he wanted from me or vice versa. And that's totally fine, and it's actually really dope. I appreciate when people text message me like that. But personally, I can't do that to other people. It's hard for me to just text someone and be like, "Hey, man, just was thinking about you today. How's your dog? How's your wife? I can't. It's just hard for me to do that. So the only time I text to other YouTubers is like when I'm like, "Hey, yo, I just got this offer. What do you think about this? Hey, yo, I'm thinking about this microphone. What do you think about this? Hey, yo, what do you think about the new algorithms on Instagram?" It's like always for purpose. John is very good at doing that thing where you text people and kind of just like check in with them and have, a little like passing conversation. That really builds a friendship. I guess this is like advice on how to friends, but it's quite useful. And the closer you can make someone feel to you over YouTube and all that stuff, the closer you guys will eventually become friends, and then it becomes true friendship, which is beneficial in 2 ways. You have friends who are relatable with you and have commonality, but also you have YouTuber friends, and hopefully you have YouTuber friends who are in high places after you've made enough work in the industry that you have met everybody, and then those people can help you a lot. So it's really tight. Keith is tight though. WooFit, you guys should check him out. We did a video about we did Chopping Up a while ago. It was about suicide. I've always thought suicide was a very interesting topic, and I know that sounds crazy as hell, but I wrote like a rap about it and stuff, and like a bunch of people in my high school have done it before and stuff. So it's like it's always been an interesting topic to me because I think it's a very emotionally drawing topic. And I feel like a lot of people have to deal with it, but there's not a lot of content about it because after someone dies, you don't get to talk about it after. So you don't get to give advice to other people. You don't get to like go through the thoughts of it, or, you know, you don't get to be deep on it because you didn't, you know, there's no veterans of suicide. You know what I mean? They're dead. You know, there's veterans of like, you know, any other thing, parachuting or whatever, but suicide not. So when anytime there's anyone who has something interesting to talk about with suicide or has attempted it or thought about it, I always want to elaborate on that, even if I've already done videos on it before. Because if one person happened to stumble onto my channel and they were suicidal at that moment and they were just kind of blasé walking through the internet and they just happened to stumble upon my video that says, you know, Keith's story about suicide, they watch it, just, you know, like they're like, fuck it, I'll just watch a second of this. And then it gets to them and then they don't kill themselves. That video was more worth it than the video that gets 1 million views right there because that person decided not to kill themselves. So, yeah, anyways, long story short, Keith and I made chopping it up a long time ago about attempted suicide. He was at one point in his life attempting suicide. So he had really interesting stuff to say, and it was very encouraging. And there's a lot of comments that came out of that were very cool. So I thought that was really awesome. Okay, so what I've pulled up here is a document. This is called my general video description document. I have this in a notepad. This is what goes in every one of my descriptions, and this is a blank template right now. So down here is where I put my tags. This is obviously the last video I did was revealing Vegan Hercules. Up here is where I put my title, and then right here is where I put my description of the whole video. Here is where I put my sponsor links, and then here's where I put my social media links. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to show you exactly what goes on. So first I write the description because that's the least important thing. So I just, you know, say like, I've been really enjoying this homemade pho lately in my diet as I'm 5 weeks out from competition and trying to eat foods that have the most volume while having super low calories. And you guys have been requesting this recipe on social media for a week now. So here it is, my friends. One of the most versatile and useful recipes that I have ever made. Then you always do a call to action. If you guys enjoyed, by the way, you cannot tell people to like. You can't say like my video or leave a comment or say, you can't say leave a comment that says I love you. You know, you can't tell people to do certain things. You have to say if you guys enjoyed, you have to give them the reason to do things. And I'm not just saying this like psychologically. I mean, this is a rule on YouTube. The rule is you cannot say, you can't tell people to take social media actions like liking or subscribing or things like that. You have to say, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment letting me know what you want to see next, and subscribe if you haven't. No one will ever get called on it. No one will ever get in trouble on it, but then one person will. There's a guy that goes around YouTube, his name's Spam404, and he will report people to YouTube, and because he is so high in his success rate of reporting people who violate the TOS, the Terms of Service, YouTube almost immediately bans people after he reports you. And so he'll point out things like this, things that you didn't know were a thing that would get you banned. He'll report you, and then your channel will be gone. So I would rather not have a risk and just do it the right way. Like, for example, a lot of people put like 50 tags at the bottom of their description, in the actual description, not the tag area, and they'll get in trouble for that. That's a ban right there. Let's see. Killing it, girl. Good job, baby girl. First 3 tags are the most important. Just FYIing you again. Homemade pho recipe, low calorie. Oh, I don't know. We'll go low calorie shirataki noodles. And we'll just go low calorie noodles. low calorie, high volume recipe. Okay, and then now everything after this point is it's important, but it's not as important. So I can just kind of bust them out. Shirataki noodles, Biggest Loser noodles. Yeah, they're actually the official noodles, the Biggest Loser. Brian Turner vegan recipes, low calorie vegan recipes, recipes for losing fat. I mean, you just got to think about what people are going to type, even if it's like kind of a dumb thing to type. Foods that make you lose fat. Easy to make recipes. Bodybuilding, vegan recipes. And that's good enough for me. Now, the title is the most important part. That's why I do it last. I do everything in order of importance. And I don't want the title to be messed up, so I have to really think about it here. Right, because this is what people will see, and don't want to waste their time going to your video that day. Unfortunately, I can't put anything funny in the title because it just won't translate well. But it'd be nice if people could know that this is not a recipe video. That's just effing step 1, step 2, step 3. I wish I could homemade pho recipe, quote, like funny, you know, or something like that, but you can't. Huge volume. Huge volume. No. Okay, so easy is a trigger word for recipe videos, by the way. Easy, huge volume, homemade pho recipe, under 200 cals. Let's see. I have to reevaluate it over and over and over in my head. Easy, huge volume, homemade pho recipe. People are going to get for calling this pho because it literally has nothing to do with pho. It's miso. It's like it's miso soup recipe. But pho has a lot of vegetables in it. Miso does not have a lot of vegetables in it. I don't want to call it noodle recipe or soup recipe. No one gives a fuck about soup, right? Like soup sounds like when you hear soup, you think colds. You think sick. You're not thinking actual food. Huge volume, easy homemade pho recipe. I think is better. Under 200 calories, exclamation point. I found that putting caps and also exclamation points have helped me massively when people clicking into my videos. I've been able to get 1,000 views per video, 1,000 views per first hour of the video dropping lately because I've been utilizing that kind of stuff. Usually I get somewhere around 600 to 800 for the first hour, which is not that much, friends. Okay, so now
Yo, man, I'm about to teach all y'all how to make some
it sounds like we're way loud.
low-calorie, super delicious.
Okay, so now if it's a longer video, I'll generally skim through. This one's a little bit shorter, so I could actually just watch it through. But if it's a longer video, this is what I'll do. I'll grab the play track. I'm using VLC player, by the way. And then I just move through like this at a second by second basis. That way I can visually see if there's any like lapses in the video, if there's any scenes that are like long, or if there's any black spots, anything like that. And then also I'm listening in the background to just slightly hear if there's anything out of place. If there's like a spike in audio, if there's something really loud, if there's a blank spot where there's no audio, anything like that. And you get to the end, you make sure the outro's there, and you make sure that that's the end of the video, is the actual end of the video. You don't have like a frame that's like 15 minutes in. Have like 10 minutes of black space on your video. So that actually worked all really well. It looks like it's all working no problem. So now I will upload it to YouTube. Right now though, wow, that's almost a good thumbnail right there. Huh. I have some thinking to do. Anyways, I'm logged into my second channel right now, so I can't upload the video while you guys are watching the stream. It just won't work. It won't make sense. So I'm going to stop this stream. I'm going to log out, log back into my main account, and upload the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I know it was a little bit odd. There was like a spot where we like stopped and restarted. It's a lot of, there's a lot of like there's a lot of play work with this. I was really testing out a lot of things. So you dug it. I hope it got you some tips and some ideas, and hopefully inspired some editing styles and different ways that you do things. And I think I'll do these more often. So yeah, I hope you guys dug it. I was super excited to do this with you.